bro. Like, these girls looking fine. Like, these girls looking a little bit too good. Like, sometimes I don't even know these girls be living. You know what I'm saying? Like, these girls be living miles away, bro. Like, girl, you are miles away, bro. Like, come on, bro. Miles away? Alright, Dub. Katie. Fuck, I ain't gonna lie, she bad. I'm not gonna lie, she talking bad. Ooh, she got an Instagram, too. Let's text her on Instagram. She got a... Hey, help! Bye. Nah. Stand up? No, I'm not standing up. Hell no, these girls are out the chain. Sarah, Mary, nah. Chloe, hell yeah, bro. Yo, these girls are bad, dog. Oh my god. Emma, no. Alex, nah. Yeah!
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Your turn to pick. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Your turn to pick. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
The magic ends here.
Prepare for battle.
The path is clear. The true path. Onward. Out of my way. Yes. As thou will it. Not yet.
30 seconds to battle.
None shall hinder me. I go. Truth compels me. I go.
The battle begins.
I. Magic shall not prevail. Out of my way. As thou will it. Truth compels me. None shall hinder me. I light into darkness. I'm under attack! Spawn of sorcery! I come anon. I go. Onward. The true path. I go. Yes. The path is clear. I go. None shall hinder me. I go. Truth compels me. Thou hast paid the price. Denied. The path is clear. I bow thy... Tis on thy head.
First blood.
Out of my way. As thou will it. I. Yes. Onward. None shall hinder me. I. The path is clear.
This will come in handy.
Begone! I'll strike thee down. Denied. The true path. Get these heads. I go.
Your top tower is
creatures.
My powers wisely. Take that as
I go. I'm under attack. Out of my way. Yes. Now count my costs. Onward. Truth compels me. As thou will it.
Think of it as a new beginning.
I. Have at thee. Vile creatures. Onward. Yes. Truth compels me. I go. Blessing him. I go.
To restore
As thou wilt. What's thine is mine. None shall hinder me. As thou will it. The path is clear. I light into darkness. Out of my way. Yes. Truth compels me. I'll strike thee down. Thou art mine. Double damage. None shall hinder me. I go. Onward. Pay for thy lack. I go. The true path. I vow thy ruin. I. most rewarding. Get thee hence. Tis on thy head. The true path. Out of my way. The path is clear. Yes.
I'm seriously tired of this place.
Magically dashed. Spawn of sorcerer.
Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's courier has been killed.
Truth compels me. Denied. Onward. As thou wilt. I go. Begone.
This will come in handy.
None shall hinder me. I go. I.
Your top tower is under attack.
Truth compels me. I go.
Your middle tower is under attack.
I owe you one.
I go. Yes. I'm under attack. Out of my way. As thou wilt.
Live to see it.
True path. None shall hinder me. Onward. Begone. Vile creatures.
Your middle tower is under attack.
The path is clear. Onward. The path is clear. Tis most rewarding. I. Yes. Out of my way. As thou will it. Get thee hence. The true path. Reward virtue. 'Tis mine. I'll strike thee down. Truth compels me. I vowed I would.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Spawn of sorcery. I go. None shall hinder me. I go.
The enemy's middle tower has fallen.
I light in the darkness. I'm under attack. Tis on thy head. The true path.
Bounty.
Spawn of sorcery. I light in the darkness. I go. Yes.
Even in death, I am not thine. Money changes hands.
As thou will it. I'll strike thee down. By grace. None shall hinder me. The path is clear. Truth compels me. I go. Get thee hence.
The enemy's bottom tower has fallen.
Be gone. Onward. None shall hinder me. Ready. I'm under attack. Onward.
Your
Turn
top tower
magic
is under
aside.
attack.
Yes. The path is clear. Truth compels me. I go.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
As thou willest. Out of my way. I go. 'Tis on thy head. Prepare thyself.
Radiant's courier
As
has
thou
been
wilt.
killed.
Truth compels me. What's thine is mine. Yes. I'm under attack. The true path. None shall hinder me. The path is clear. I go. Fire. Thy life's weight in Mala Bay. Out of my way.
Your middle tower is under attack.
I go. None shall hinder me. The path is clear. I go. Yes. I vow thy ruin.
Oh, catching really fast.
I go. 'Tis mine. Spawn of sorcery. Truth compels me. Onward. I turn magic aside. Out of my way. Manta. I light in the darkness. The true path. Begone. I vow thy rule. Get thee gone. None shall hinder me. Thou art mine. Truth compels me. I go.
This will come in handy.
I'll strike thee down. is on thy head. I go.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Vile creatures. As thou wilt.
My favorite
The path is clear. Get thee hence. Thy grace. Begone. The true path. As thou wilt. Spawn of sorcery. Truth compels me. Onward. The path is clear. The true path. Out of my way. Invisibility. I'll strike thee down. I go. None shall hinder me. I. Get thee hence. I go. Truth compels me. None shall hinder me.
The enemy's middle
me
tower
gone.
has fallen.
As thou wilt.
favorite customer.
I like to
Unstoppable.
The enemy's top tower has fallen. Your bottom tower is under attack.
the path path. Vile creatures. I vow thy ruin. Onward. Yes. Tis on thy head. Reward and virtue. Out of my way.
The enemy's bottom tower has fallen.
I go. I go. Yes. I go. What's done is mine. None shall hinder me. I'm not ready. Out of my way. Vile creatures. Illusion. Have at thee. As thou wilt. Onward, 'tis mine. Blessing. The path is clear. I light in the darkness. Truth compels me. I lighten thy load. 'Tis on thy head. I go. Truth compels me. I go.
This will come in
Yes.
handy.
Get a bit caught up.
I. Get thee hence.
Hells yes.
Now count my costs. None shall hinder me. The true path. I go. I vow thy ruin. As thou wilt. Spawn of sorcery. The path is clear. Out of my way. Such sorcery shall not prevail.
Dire structures are fortified. has fallen.
The path is clear.
The enemy's middle barracks has fallen. The enemy's middle barracks has fallen.
I go. Get thee hence. I'll strike thee down. Thou payest dear. I go. Onward. Prepare thyself. Truth compels me. Yes. I light in the darkness. None shall hinder me. Out of my way.
The enemy's bottom
Tis on
tower
thy
has
head.
fallen.
As thou wilt.
The enemy's bottom barracks has fallen.
The true path.
The enemy's top barracks has fallen.
Magically
The
dashed.
enemy's top barracks has fallen. You now have mega creeps.
Begone. I go.
The enemy's middle tower has fallen.
Onward. Yes.
The enemy's middle tower has fallen. Radiant victory.
Unfortunately, they're not going to get there in time to protect him. Oh, and also pops the smoke with the shield rune. It's not as survivable. Why won't instantly purchase that off? Now Fishman's going to be chased down as well. A couple of kills that go Tundra's way. Do you see bottom what's going on? Thompson's actually going to run into Kataomi, who TP to the outpost, but of course Thompson going to have a way to be able to stop his escape.
They're Roshing. 15-minute Roshan with now the power of the corrosive haze and all this physical damage, right? Got to be able to take this one out pretty damn quickly, especially considering the couple of kills that they got, the fact that there's no tier 1 tower top. There's really no way for C9 to contest this at all. It just becomes a matter of like, what are you actually getting in return as all this is happening, right? Kataomi, he's got the Holy Locket, starting to build towards the Greaves, but just a little bit slower than last game. He's certainly not too far behind in network on this Tinker, but you need to be crazy farmed if you're looking to try and catch up at this stage. Same sort of thing with the Luna. You're going to need to get very creative about where exactly you can look to farm, and he's actually walking underneath an active Watcher, so they're going to think about rotating back towards the triangle to be able to punish this. Look to waste time, or is it just about pushing into these towers?
I want to pick on Ramses again. So him come through the portal. I've got the Fiend's Gate at the ready.
Needs grip as well.
Like they should be able to hold him inside, and yeah, probably didn't even need the gate, but just in case, DM will be here and Watson's here as well. So the tower's going to go down. Looks like that'll be the only objective that they're going to be able to find. But again, you know, Ramses, 4 deaths to the moment, so they sense a bit of a weakness, at least in a lineup, and they're doing a pretty good job to be able to continue to punish that. His net worth lead's only 1,000. Cloud9, honestly, with the start to the game, are doing a really good job to stabilize.
Under the tower.
Watson, they've got to run forward. I mean, the boundless onto 2 now. They've been able to ice-link Sark's a very nice use of the concussive grenade, and Thompson should be able to hold Fishman into place. There's going to be no escape. Once this Dazzle is raining spells onto you, I'm not escaping without a doubt. So I'm kind of could have been very messy though. You were farming deep on Dire's territory with the Observer Ward up on the high ground. Maybe an opportunity for Tundra to get more, but it's just the Bane that dies.
Not sure what happened there. Suxa had the opportunity to use the Assassinate.
Ten seconds remaining. Your turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. Your turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
All magic flies before me. I go.
Prepare for battle!
Missing middle! Missing middle!
30 seconds to battle.
Magic shall not prevail. Truth compels me. As thou wilt it. None shall hinder me. The true path. The path is clear. Truth compels me. Spawn of sorcery. Out of my way. The path is clear. I go. Have it! Spawn of sorcery.
First blood.
First blood. Let's start with dessert.
The true path. As thou wilt it. None shall hinder me. The reward of virtue. Are you even trying?
Wages of
Yes. I'm under attack. I go. Yes. I go. The path is clear. Be gone. None shall hinder me. In your dreams. Out of my way. I go. I bow thy will. The true path.
Stand down.
I lighted the darkness. Vile creatures. Onward. Truth compels me. I'll strike thee down. Get thee hence. Out of my way. I come anon. None shall hinder me. Truth compels me. The true path. Denied. As thou wilt. I light in the darkness.
Your top tower is under attack!
Yes. I'm under attack. I go. The path is clear. Onward. I go. None shall hinder me. Nay. Yes. I go. Out of my way.
Axe is glad that your bottom tower is not Axe's problem!
Top is missing.
Truth compels me. I. Onward. The path is clear. I go. As thou wilt. Onward.
Let's fucking play mid lane. Draw Ranger.
None shall hinder me. I go. I go.
Well fought.
Your bottom tower is under attack!
Thou hast paid the price. The true path. The path is clear. thou wilt.
Your top tower is under attack!
Yes.
Radiant structures are fortified with 12 important vitamins and minerals!
Aye. Out of my way. Truth compels me. Truth compels me. None shall hinder me. The path is clear. I go.
Your bottom tower is under attack!
Onward.
Much like Axe's opinion of you, your top tower has fallen!
I go. Vile creatures.
What the fuck? He's already level.
Your top
Why are you guys so
tower is
fucking
being
noob?
hacked to pieces!
I vow thy rule. Tis on thy head. As thou wilt. Out of my way.
Mine last.
The true path.
Why you have to stun while I'm fucking ultimate? Stupid motherfucker, noob!
I'll take that.
I turn magic out of my way.
The enemy has a
Fucking
bone to pick with your
done.
middle tower!
Just hit! And while my fucking ultimate, and you have to stun then.
The path is clear.
Fucking brainless bitch.
Your top tower is being hacked to pieces!
As thou wilt. The true path. I go. I.
Axe is glad that your bottom tower is
None shall
not
hinder me.
Axe's problem!
Okay, fine.
이런 씨발
Your
새끼들아!
bottom tower is under attack!
잘해, 잘해,
Bottom tower has fallen! It could be worse. Or could it?
I.
뒤져, 뒤져, 씨.
Your middle tower is under attack!
I go. Get thee hence. begins. I go.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
I come anon. Onward. Truth compels me. A blessing. Spawn of sorcery.
Killing spree.
Too fast. None shall hinder me.
Your top tower is under attack.
As thou wilt. The path is clear.
Your middle tower is under attack. Your middle tower has fallen.
My way.
Are you going to do something about that?
Out of my way.
Your top tower is under attack.
Onward. Truth compels me. To glory.
Here's a blade in your eye.
Plan B it is. Hunt down the attack.
I persevere in the face of evil.
Your top tower is under attack.
'Tis most rewarding.
Your top tower is under attack.
As thou will it. I go. The path is clear. Begone! I go. None shall hinder me.
Your top tower is being hacked to pieces. Radiant's courier has been slain.
I go. None shall hinder. What's thine is mine. Truth compels me. Yes. My grace. I'll strike thee down. Out of my way. The true path.
Your bottom tower is under attack. Your bottom tower is under attack.
I go.
Axe is glad that your bottom tower is not Radiant structures are fortified.
I'll strike thee down. The true path.
Your top tower is under attack!
'Tis on thy head. Aye. Yes.
Axe is glad that your bottom tower is not Axe's problem!
I go. Out of my way. Truth compels me.
Your bottom tower is under attack!
As thou will it. None shall hinder me. Onward. I lighten thy load.
Your middle tower is under attack!
Clear.
The enemy has a bone to pick with your middle tower!
Yes. I go.
Your bottom tower is under attack!
I'm under attack! None.
Your middle tower is under attack!
Aye. As thou wilt. Onward.
Unstoppable.
Out of my way. The path is clear. Now come thy costs. Fine.
Your top tower is being hacked to pieces! Your top tower has fallen!
I go.
Your middle tower is under attack!
I vow.
Your middle tower has fallen!
Out of my way.
I'll set you bouncing on undead. Your bottom tower is under attack!
I go. I light in the darkness. Truth compels me. The true path. I. As thou will it. The path is clear. I go. Onward. 'Tis a blessing. None shall hinder me. Yes.
Monster kill!
Compels me.
Follow me into the light.
Puny Radiant hides behind their fortifications!
Out of my way. I. Onward. I go. I go. Yes. None shall hinder me. I'm under attack.
Your top tower is under attack!
The path is clear.
Your bottom tower is under attack! Your top tower has fallen! Axe was not involved. Your top barracks are under attack. Your top barracks have fallen. Tend to your wounded, or put them out of their misery.
None shall hinder me.
Axe is glad that your bottom tower is not Axe's problem.
Truth compels me. Be gone. The path is clear. I go. I go.
Wicked sick.
The true path. Out of my way. Get thee hence.
Your middle tower is under attack!
I. Onward. As thou wilt.
The enemy has a bone to pick with your middle tower.
Very magicless.
Axe would shed a tear for your middle tower. But Axe does not cry. Your middle barracks are under attack. Your middle barracks have fallen. Axe wishes it was you instead.
I'm under attack. I go. Ah, Manta.
Your top barracks are under attack. Axe is tempted to join the fray. Axe would shed a tear for your middle tower. But your middle tower is under attack. Your top barracks have fallen. Radiant's towers are fortified, just like Axe.
None shall hinder me.
Your middle tower has fallen.
As thou wilt. The true path. Now count thy costs.
Axe awards the victory honors to the Dire. Radiant's bottom prepare to make way. Who made you captain? It's pronounced Admiral. Radiant's bottom tower is staggering. Like a drunk sailor.
Supports being panned out. Naga, Shadow Demon, Omni, Enchantress. And then on the side of BB team, they're taking out Timber, Doom.
Timber is back. He got ignored last game.
He did.
BB team.
He really did in that last series. No one was really looking too much at him.
Oh, okay.
No.
They banned Centaur and they picked Wind Ranger. Oh no.
Yeah, this hero is really strong right now. I don't really have like the answer to it. Like maybe Shadow Demon's one of the better heroes against it because you can just purge them and then you can now it's somewhat killable.
Remaining.
But I think right now it's just the fact that Wind Ranger's damage output with Whirlwind Facet is absolutely insane. On top of the fact her laning is also incredibly strong. I can't think of a single hero and be like, yep, that counters Wind Ranger in the laning state.
No,
it's kind of like the opposite.
You know
Wind
what?
Ranger counters everything.
I can tell you the counter actually. The
Tell
counter is telling your pause 4 to pick Wind Ranger, so their carry can't be Wind Ranger.
But they're not first pick.
Yeah, that is an issue.
Kunkka is I feel like a reasonable solution in the early game to catch him, because sometimes you run into the problem where you can't kill her because she's very mobile with the wind run, and X-Monk is a good way of catching and killing her. And
yeah,
in the team
theoretically.
Fights, in the team fights you can kind of also mitigate some of the damage with your ghost ship and everything else.
That just makes me think that for your supports, you want two supports that have that lockdown in their toolkit, right? And then you want cores that will also naturally build into things that will root or stun or lock down as well.
Yeah.
So now I wonder, what are the priorities for the 4 and 5s on the side of Falcons to maybe try and shut down this Wind Ranger? Do you go too heavily on focusing her and then you forget about other things that could come up?
I know a really good pos 5 against Wind Ranger.
Would love to hear it.
Tuskar?
Okay, and I'll tell you now. It's actually Bane. Bane is really good for Wind Ranger, unironically.
Yeah.
Like, you have multiple ways, even if you want to buy Lincolns, to just pop that
from really long range.
And then Wind Ranger just wants to run in there with BKB and kill everyone. You
need to pick him later. You kind of have to see more heroes before you pick him, because he can
Fishman. Not if you're Fishman.
Yeah.
Well, he's not on either of these rosters, so
I feel like Snake King is also a Bane enjoyer. Maybe not on the level of
I don't think so.
Bane is not farming. You can't clear creep. Snake King loves pushing out lanes.
Yes, you can. Get the shard.
No, I mean, the thing is, Snake King likes playing these supports that get farm. If he's playing a hero that just like feeds,
they're not going to pick Bane. Let's just ignore them.
Yeah, I know they won't, but that hero is good for Wind Ranger.
We're just putting it out there for the future. Anyone who comes up against a Wind Ranger in their pub and is a 5 or a 4.
Yeah, the sleep is annoying. Like,
I feel like
single target lockdown.
I feel like Mirana is a likely hero to come out, even if it's. I mean, it can play in many roles, but Kunkka X into Mirana Arrow, very strong. Pairs really nicely against the Windrunner. Another thing that I realized with the Kunkka versus Windrunner is it's kind of like a pseudo Centaur, where you don't have the return damage, but you're going to buy a Blade Mail on the Kunkka, and he has so much damage reduction that kind of like equates to the same damage returned to the Windrunner. You know, you walk in and she Whirlwinds and you have like the Kunkka run buff for the entire
because the thing with Wind Ranger is you need to survive her BKB. If she runs in, she BKBs, your heroes don't die, then she's gonna die later. So you have to figure out how to assemble a draft that can survive the initial onslaught of the Wind.
Oh my god, I didn't realize.
What is this?
Still. It's really deep, honestly.
And then
a
you
lot
also
of them are
look
viable.
at the fact that 6 supports have already been banned out, and we're still naming more.
And they're still supports. Yeah,
and then
true.
Undying gets picked up, which we haven't seen yet here on the mainstream.
I mean, that hero is really
Endless.
good versus Kunkka, because Kunkka has a very telegraphed setup. He drops the X, he drops the boat, you drop the tombstone, right?
You know where
have
they're
to
gonna
heal.
fight.
Yeah,
Both
so
you
it's
both
like it's
anchor
just gonna
the
be
fight.
a showdown.
And you kind of annoy Kunkka in the lane a lot.
And yes, in the lane is also obviously very good as well. So I think we don't see Kunkka's coming back, right? We haven't seen it in a while in this tournament. And if Kunkka comes back, I think we're going to see more Undying, and not even to mention the Undying shard is incredibly good versus Kunkka.
Yep.
You can just like grab ally and save him there. And wow, we talked about the incredibly deep hero pool of the supports of Falcons, and what about this one? This is
the one time they're on mainstream, they just pick up the Hoodwink again. By the way, I really want to reiterate, Crew was playing Lions for on like the B or C stream yesterday.
I saw
and I was like, where is this coming from? And then I know over in Liquid they're picking up the Dark Willow, and we had this exact conversation yesterday. Would you rather Hoodwink or Dark Willow if you need to have this lockdown?
I think this goes back to what we were talking about yesterday, which is they have and Sand King, most likely the Kunkka off lane, almost guaranteed because it's Falcons. It's a hero that's not particularly strong, especially against the Undying in the first couple of levels. But with the Hoodwink, like this is a hero that's actually going to get you through level 1 through 3.
Yeah, and it also gives you a lot of bursts to kill DK in the early game. I always like supports that can insta-kill, the DK. When he's trying to push an early tower, you come over and you always have a threat to kill him. Wow, that is...
Winter,
that is
I got a question for you. What do you think about a coach that is playing other games on his iPad while his team is drafting?
I mean, I would say that he deserves to be kicked out of the team.
You would say that?
Yeah.
What if he's won 2 TIs before?
Then I will keep my mouth shut.
Just a question. Nothing in specific there, but some people are, of course, frauds.
Some people are.
I was wondering how long I had to wait, until he bashed out. And I'm surprised you didn't do it when you talked about his interview. You waited until the draft was almost done to bash him.
Yeah. It was on a monologue, so when I saw him on the screen, I couldn't help it. I just couldn't help it.
It just came out of you. It was just an urge you couldn't fight back. Of course.
But to bring it back a little bit, like this Grimstroke hero is something we don't see a lot, but I will say, Save right now in the competitive scene is the best Grimstroke player. This is a specialty of his. I got caught off guard by this once before as well. It's like, why is there a Grimstroke in the game? Then I watched Save play it and I was like, okay, this is not like every
heavily counters Tusker.
Yeah, he's very good on this.
Like what people are doing with Tusker right now with the drinking buddy, they're trying to reposition their teammates and try to make it very hard for you to kill his teammates, and Grimstroke kind of stops you from doing that with the Soulbind. And the silence, of course.
But that does put them in a position where I feel like they have to pick another Blink, kind of like initiate strength type.
They need like a Primal Beast hero. Primal Beast is the best hero with
Grimstroke.
Exactly. Yeah, it's going to get banned. This is why Grimstroke isn't super popular, because there's a very narrow set of heroes that you just have to pick with them every single game.
There's no Doom too.
They did do Lycan plus Grimstroke.
Oh yeah.
You throw the swell on the Lycan Wolves.
What else?
It's really not great outside of that.
Ricky with Grimstroke.
I mean, they already have DK. That's their quote-unquote combo, so that's fine.
So then what are they lacking, do you feel, in those 4?
Just something that he can throw more ink swells on.
It does look like they're picking an offlaner, right? I mean, they usually run GPK on DK mid these days. They're going to run the Wind Ranger carry.
And you mentioned that they always have a Zoo hero on their offlane, like Beastmaster.
They usually do, yeah.
I feel like they could pick something more punishing. Monkey King's in the pool, right?
No?
No, it's not. Okay, that was a good ban by them, I guess, because like this Sand King can get punished mid. I feel like DK just won't punish a Sand King. I'm not sure what else there could be. Like a Shadow Fiend or something could punish it if they want to go that route. I'm just not sure if the DK is just the answer, because I feel like Mallory's just kind of a free game on Sand King.
Maybe Leshrac?
What changes have happened to Tiny in the past few months? Because I remember in
Crash Landing got nerfed.
That's it.
And
I was gonna say there has to be one.
They removed the bug where you could do damage through BKB.
Yeah, that was good.
I didn't even know that existed.
That was really strong.
I mean, even at the last tournament, we saw Quinn play Sand King versus Tiny, and he was winning that matchup.
Yeah, but I've also seen Malrine play Sand King and lose to a Tiny.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that matchup's just been, it's just different now, and I feel like...
I'm not saying it is. I was just curious as to what was a negative to being out Tiny, but, you know, the crash landing.
Yeah. That was a big...
It's very epic.
Okay, this is a Grimstroke combo. Slaughter.
Oh, that's why they banned the troll. Counters the Slaughter.
Yep.
The bashes off in lane. There's still pretty decent answers to Slaughter, I feel like. A lot of ranged carries don't care that much against the Slaughter, but Slaughter Grim is a different story.
Gyrocopter.
Gyro's really good. Yeah, Terrorblade, maybe you might die to the Inkswell.
No, I don't think you want to pick TB into Grimstroke. And it's like, you'd be surprised as well. Like, you think you're good for starter, but you're actually not until later in the game. The lane is still hard. Gyro.
Yeah, because the crush is magic damage.
The gyro is just like just an easy lane. Obviously, Naga would be okay, but that's banned, so you can't pick that. Troll's banned.
So it's
I mean, how about Medusa?
It's Skeeter. Like, just
how
pick
about
your
Medusa?
gyrocopter or Wraith King.
Oh God. How does, if there's a gyro in the game and you're Windrunner, do you go Focus Fire?
I don't think you ever go Focus Fire.
I mean, with Slaughter, actually, it's
just.
I don't know.
I think the
I mean, Corrosive Haze with Focus Fire.
He is a Focus Fire hater. You were a Whirlwind hater right at the start.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I swear 24 hours ago, he was like,
the thing is, like, I can use my eyes and identify.
Congratulations,
Good.
Speedo.
I just hadn't
You can't use your eyes. You complain all the time about not being able to see the screens. But I get it. New information was presented. But
if I go close enough, I can see them.
Right.
Yeah. It's the
Bigger
distance
screens.
thing.
I don't think Focus Fire is like absolutely terrible, but I agree. The Whirlwind is pretty insane. It is Skeeter, so like there's not much.
I mean, he does Mirana. I'm not saying it's going to be Mirana. I'm just saying, like, I think the pool is a little bit deeper. See? Luna. So close. Both mountain riders.
They're sisters.
I don't like that as
I don't feel good about this pick.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, like, it's volatile. Very, very volatile against Slaughter. Like, if Slaughter gets on top of you, yeah, sure, you're not that... You don't have that much range on Luna, right? It's not like you're going to harass him down. So I don't think it's like a surefire win of just winning this lane. And then, of course, Save, he can make a copy of this Luna. And it's
Wait,
very,
how
very
does
strong.
the spinning glaives work with tag team? Does each one of them, when it hits, proc the tag team?
Unknown.
Shouldn't.
Not sure.
I'm not sure.
I don't think it should proc the tag team.
Well, it's Dota, so
You never really
shouldn't
know.
doesn't really matter in this case.
Don't worry, no one's getting tag team. Everybody's going drinking buddies.
Okay.
Don't worry.
You don't have to worry about that one. We did just see a Luna kind of, 1v2 in the Tundra Cloud9 game that we saw. This is very different, okay? I'm not saying it's exactly the same. I'm just saying there's legs to it. There might be something to it. But Winter, you still, despite having all of that knowledge, don't really want to go for Falcons lineup here.
No, I think it's a lot easier for BBT to play this game. And Luna's also up against Grimstroke, Grimstroke can make a copy of you, which is also going to be a problem, like late game. I feel like this Luna has a lot of problems in this game, not just the late game. Early game is also going to be.
You don't even believe in the 5-man ball up, run at you strategy that
I believe in that.
You do?
I'm all for the Kunkka Sand King.
You're running into an undying problem. Trust me.
I believe in the overwhelming damage that comes from SK. I think this hero's like Bloodstone Eggs build late game is borderline unbeatable, which is why he's the highest rated offlaner and mid right now in pro level pubs. I get pubs are different, but the damage is insane, and I think they've drafted in a way to make it work in competitive. They have Kunkka Sand King survive the BKB from the Windrunner, like you said, and then after that, the Sand King's going to do enough damage to wipe the floor with them if they can get there, and I'm confident in Falcons that they can.
You're saying an almost unbeatable Sand King, but at the start of this, you said, I don't know what beats Wind Ranger. So right now, I feel like I got two unbeatable things on different sides here. We'll see exactly who has the answers, who's able to take game number one as we jump on into it with Ares and Danog.
Thank you. Now, all right, Danog here. We heard what the panel had to say. A couple unbeatable things, one for Falcons and one for BB Team. How do you feel about this? Who do you think actually has the most unbeatable hero and lineup to be able to get the advantage in this game one?
I mean, I'm just a big fan of the crit Hoodwink, to be honest. I think that goes a long way towards getting the victory. We saw the stats in terms of team v team matchups. What was it, a 78% win rate that Falcons has over BB Team? That's pretty devastating to have to come back from that sort of a deficit. Over time, there are just teams that have each other's number all the way back in like TI3 days, even when Alliance were having like their dominant period, Fnatic seemed to be able to get the W against them, and it really feels like Falcons are kind of that way towards BB Team.
Yeah, it's crazy because you take a look. I mean, they haven't lost the series. They've only tied in 2 best of 2s. That's it. So besides that, we've seen a Dream League Grand Final where they 3-0'd, and we saw the ESL 1 Birmingham Grand Finals where Falcon 3-0'd BB Team. So this has to be, and eventually there's going to be that mental block there, and maybe at least again this is group status, so maybe this is where BB Team can find that victor over Falcons. At least again, it's only been ties so far, but maybe this time it could be the first 2-0.
Can we also just add to the level of spice as well that remember, these two teams are... Hold on. Team fight, maybe. These two teams are 2-2 because of Team Zero's performance in their group, right? Team Zero are 3-1, I believe. I don't think they've played their next matchup yet. They've got nouns at the end of the day. So this becomes really important because you kind of want to be facing one of those bottom two teams in one of the other groups, right? Like, if it's a 1-1, you're going to a tiebreaker for sure. You want a clean 2-0 sweep.
Well, we'll see if they're going to be able to get that 2-0 sweep or if tiebreakers will be forced out here from either side. Jenkins was speaking a lot about the Sand King in particular, with the damage output that this hero can get to the late game. How do you feel like teams and I guess other heroes are able to address him to stop the Sand King from getting there? What are kind of some of your favorite ways to address this hero?
Well, they were mentioning a bunch of different possibilities in the draft on the panel, which I agreed with, right? Like, just bully him from afar, make sure that he doesn't get off to that good start, because late game Sand King is just an absolute menace. You can't let him get to that stage. So really just I want to see a bunch of early-ish rotations. They've got a pretty decent hero in the Grimstroke to enable that sort of thing, like stuns on stuns on stuns. Not the tankiest hero to be able to begin with, but if you give him some time, he can certainly get out of control.
What are one of the side lanes that you have your eyes on currently? Is there one you feel like there's going to be a lot of action? I mean, I know the panel was speaking about top being maybe a little bit frustrating for the Conquer, but the Hoodwink could offset that, being a strong laner. And then bottom, of course, Slardar Grimstroke. They instantly said that this is a great combo between the two.
Yeah, I'd say the bottom lane is probably where there's going to be a little bit more action happening, just because of like early-ish timings on a bunch of stuff, right? Like, you see the Tusk, even when he hits to like level 3, you can make so much action happen, especially when, considering we talked about the Luna last game, right? In what you're able to do with more points in the Lucent Beam, it just means that there's going to be a whole lot more harass going on.
Well, what has kind of changed as well with the drinking buddies? Because I know the tag team was still a facet that a lot of Tusks were going for, but over the past month or maybe even a little bit longer, we have seen that change.
I think it's just like that little bit of extra movement, right? Over the past couple of days, we've seen like people moved out of the way of like Marana arrows because of the drinking buddies. It's like a pseudo blink, like a pathway to blink, I guess you could say. Allows you to get into range for the snowball. And when you're going these ranged heroes, especially like your Wind Ranger, your Marana, even Luna to a lesser extent. I love the panel suggestion of the Gyrocopter as well. Drinking buddies is OP. Like, you max that out plus 95 damage that you're able to get, which is just nuts.
Let's see if that's going to be able to come into play for Skeeter. We can find the damage that they need for them to get over the finish line. Pretty good start overall. We are seeing mid lane GPK is honestly demolishing Melrine. I'm 29 compared to the 12-1, so I think maybe it was Fear that brought up even the question of if the DK was actually going to be able to do enough to the Sand King. I can't remember if it was him or someone else, but it seems like it's a very good start, and maybe this is a reason why Melrine is forced to start to drag the wave.
Just outplaying. This is just getting tons of denies, tons of last hits, using the stun to perfection, and yeah, securing a very nice start for him and his team.
And you got to be...
Mars doing a good job of staying far away as well. Like, Toronto, Tokyo, I haven't really seen that much harass coming out against this Conquer. Like, the change to having this Admiral's Rum as the innate is just nuts, right? Like, every, 60 seconds, you basically are just taking 20% less damage, which is kind of silly, especially considering like the sort of stuff that you're building up into, right? The phase boots, so you have that extra movement speed plus the rum bonus speed as well. It's a lot to have to deal with, and you just need to be so committal. And it should be a pretty standard build-up, right? Phase boots, one, maybe another bracer, straight into the blade mail, so that, if you do start to consider going on to this Conquer, it's going to take a lot of energy and you're going to take a lot of damage going back the other way as a result of it.
Have you been a fan of like the scepter for the Conquer? I think we saw it yesterday in one of the games we covered. I haven't seen if that's been the build on other Conquers.
I'm a fan of it. I think it can be like, 4th, 5th item. Certainly not as much as before when there was the Torrent Storm as Toronto Tokyo. It's getting gone on a little bit here, but able to drop down the Tombstone for now. I'm seeing more like Octarine Core. Basically just enable yourself to start spamming things out, even just reducing the cooldown of that Admiral's ROM so that you can become just that little bit tankier for yourself.
This is
You got to be so happy though. Again, the fact that you pick the Conquer early on, we see the Undying to try and counter it, but that's where Crit's hero was able to come into play. And maybe this is like a big reason why he went for the tree bounce trick shot as well on the Hoodwink, just to try and help secure the lane, because we have seen the other facet be buffed slightly over time. We're seeing it really be a really big assistance for Amar. I mean, 32 and 4.
He's doing a fantastic job as well, and like you said, it allows you to trade really well with the Undying, and you know, with Toronto Tokyo being forced all the way back to base, Crit's just using that tree bounce trick shot onto Saksa whenever Conquer clears out the creep wave. There's some nice little synergy there with the Tidebringer, right? If there's no other creeps for it to be bouncing to, it's only going to be going towards Psyker.
Yeah, what's going on? Is he the pro player with the most name changes? Epileptic Kid? You started off as... Like, well, what is this?
Yeah.
Nightfall, yeah.
Stuff. You know what? Some people are just obsessed with changing their name a lot of the time. I mean, you've even got Yatoro, who's now Radan, right? Which is, what is it, like, something Dota All Night, I think is what it actually stands for.
Opportunity for them to make it go on to him on the mid lane. Fire Strike, it's not going to be able to keep him live. Snaking, nice attempt, but it's not going to matter. GPK will strike first. Cool attempt from Crit to try and drag the wave, but with a double slow, they will catch up to the Hoodwink. So it's going to be another kill for them to find. It does delay the tower push. I mean, the Elder Dragon form is out. He did use it with the Arcane Rune though on GPK, so it's going to be back up in 35 seconds, but at least you will stall the tower from going down.
I feel like that's going to be a really important thing, right? Like, you need to protect your towers. You've got this Wind Ranger that needs to be scaling. I mean, she's doing a fantastic job in the lane, right? But you just need to make sure that you're staying far ahead of this lineup that is going to have, you know, a bunch of these saves, a bunch of these, not necessarily auras, but there is a decent amount of damage reduction and just damage avoidance, I would probably say is the better term for it, as Amar going for a bit of a solo kill here onto Toronto Tokyo.
Should be able to find it. Maybe the power shot's though. Okay. Toronto Tokyo again though. A trip back to base, or maybe even snipe from Skeeter. Is he going to be able to see him? TP out. Oh, he gets him. And number the Wind Ranger's in some trouble. Yeah, Psyker. Oh, and you got 3 heroes surrounding you. With 10 for the Wind Run away.
He's dead.
Another one. Oh, Snake kicks him. Make it 4. Amar's going to clean up the kill with a Conquer second net worth.
They say, you know what, you can rotate a bunch of people mid, we can rotate a bunch of people top. I think that's just as effective.
The solo kill into save, the use of the epicenter early on, not enough to be able to bring down the Grimstroke. O-Strike's up if he's going to be able to find his target, but not the case. And now GPK can continue to chase another Breathe Fire. Let's see if the damage is going to be enough. Might wait for the Dragon Tail. It's back up and available, but Melring just survives.
Wasn't expecting that. A couple of heroes up top, able to take out Amar. Just a good shackle, I think. Okay. Alright, evening things out a little bit. The bounce back team.
The bounce back team.
Oh, I've got plenty. I've done my research.
Alright. Have to hear a couple more. Can you say the bounce back team though? You're putting the T first? I don't know.
It's fine.
It's fine? Okay. Some others hope to come out. You know, if they have a good game, maybe you got some if they have a bad game as well.
They can bounce back, exactly. It's very versatile.
Moment, no worry about potentially needing to bounce back. They're the ones playing from ahead. Nero might be in some danger. Of course, we see the beans maxed out. They could be required to get the kill. They do save. The tower, you've got the TP. TP's going to be cancelled. We've been Toronto, Tokyo. Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah, you got the reinforcements, but it potentially just gives more kills to Skeeter. Like, where are you running? Shots back up. It's going to be a triple kill. I mean, we saw this last game. It wasn't 3 kills that the Luna got, but you got to respect the damage from this hero early.
They weren't tuning into the A stream. That is their big blunder team coming through there for that extra movement through. I mean, you just see the damage output that's available on top of the Lucent Beam. It was the right idea, but yeah, Miro, I was wondering why he wasn't popping that healing salve as he was looking to try and go in for that sort of play. Speaking of,
very close.
I was able to catch him out there. You just see like all of this damage starting to come through. Snaking, using the drinking buddies, giving plus 70 damage over to this Luna. have to consider, like, you know how quickly games can end when you've got a Luna on your team, right? Is maybe able to catch GPK.
See if they're going to have the damage. Melrine will be in with the epicenter. Skeeter's going to be here as well. So with GPK, 1700 health they have to go through. But the Dragon Knight, I mean, he destroyed Melrine in the lane, but this Sand King has done a great job. He's got 86 last hits. The start was looking so poor. I'll hold that because bottom lane, it does look like 3 heroes. BB team are going to be able to at least find Snake King, but that is not the valuable kill they were wanting, and Snake will make him work for it. Oh, I think, no way. Are you serious?
Easy. That's why people are going drinking buddies. You can't do that shit with tag team.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
So, GPK, again, does so well mid, and then you see he falls behind Melrine, who now has got enough gold for Blink. They're the one that get the tier 1 tower mid first. I mean, Amar did get the deny, so it's kind of traded back and forth, but you would not expect that, especially into the DK matchup, and now they're already starting to move top as well. They've got the catapult wave, you've got Skitter nearby too, so it's a great start for them. Finally, they'll be able to get Snake King. But with Psycho also moving down,
unless he gets away. There was a creep wave right there. I was thinking, you know, just maybe.
I was going to say, do they need to bring GPK down to help with the tower? Looks like he's going to rotate down nonetheless. Do you defend this if you're Falcons?
Nah. I don't think they necessarily need to. Like, you need that epicenter for a big part of your team fight. Yeah, you've got the boat, yeah, you've got all this sort of stuff. Maybe they'll, like, not TP too many people in, but I feel like it's the sort of thing that you're not wanting to commit too many of your own, just because they're going to be able to rotate to the other side of the map if you do that, right? And I feel like BB team are probably a little bit more greedy at this point, like a little bit more item dependent. You can do so much with Melrine just through his item set, right? His skill set, rather. You can do a lot with just the Eclipse online. You can do a lot with just the boat online. You don't really need these like 5 or 4 different items to be able to get a lot of effectiveness. It's a very different story for BBT.
Network lead, 12 minutes in. And we'll probably see the gang squad come out. Melrine with the blink, Crypt with the sharpshooter.
Good scan.
Scan will be on the mark from BB team. Got a great observe ward to try and use. Or trying to defend their high ground, I should say. And read they're going to be able to get away.
Looks like Skitter's going to be able to farm all that much, although they get the jump here onto save. Very important target to be able to take out, and they do so in pretty quick fashion. I wonder how long they're going to stick around, because that Drinking Buddies is available once more. They might just wait for the glyph to be forced out before committing it, though. There we go. This is what I like to see, you know, a lot more aggression. Make sure you're able to get in before a lot of these, like, more defensive items start to come out. Like we've been saying, the BB team is quite greedy with their heroes that they've got here. And so, you know, if you can look to take away a lot of that map presence, if you can look to fight before they've got a lot of their key items, it's going to put you in a really good spot.
Vision early on with that kill is going to be a really important thing for them. I believe they just smoked right next to the double observer. It wasn't?
Oh, the second one maybe, yeah, sorry. The one to the south side caught him.
It's like they will give them enough time to get away. Snaking. Gonna try and chase the toss down, but I mean, you see what they're getting across the map there. Maybe even thinking about coming through the portal is Crit and Melrine, so there actually might be a potential fight down bottom.
Got a decent amount of vision in this area. They want to make sure that they
can't run for height, but already set up a GPK. Jumps over the top with the Inkspell combination. Melrine getting focused down currently. They should be able to deal with the Sand King. Drinking Buddy gets some distance away. Now with the turn. DK taking a lot of damage. X-Mark, Amar's going to get the finishing blow with the Tidebringer, and back in they go. Psyker's here to try and turn the tides, but the use of the ultimate, it's a lot of AoE damage, and that's enough. Psyker, that's what they needed, with the Wind Ranger getting into the middle. Maelstrom damage tears them apart. Save gets the triple kill out of all the heroes. What was looking like it could have been a bit of a difficult fight for them, running into a choke point. They blinked first, got the initiation before Melring was able to jump in.
And that tombstone lasted for ages as well. It was a lot of damage being put through from there, and while that fight was happening, Skidder still had 20 seconds left on his TP, so wasn't able to join despite the fact that he had that amp damage rune. It would have been an entirely different story if he was part of that, not just because of the Lunar Blessing aura, but just the pure damage that would have been able to come out from that eclipse.
It's going to be, honestly, not a bad person to get a lot of gold as well from save. Instant Ag Shard picked up. And this is a potential Scepter game without a doubt versus the Lunar as well. So would you like to see him kind of rush it, or do you agree with the Glimmer Cape?
Another smoke caught out by this Observer Ward. So will they be able to set up around the high ground once again? This time around, Skidder's going to be there. Amar's making sure not to make his move towards the jungle and make it a little bit too obvious, and I'm sure that's what he was communicating to the rest of his team. Nice wards that have yet to be dewarded at this point. Skidder would love his level 12 as well, but just not quite there yet. Sets up the banner. Who needs Roshan's banner? Gonna look to push in. I mean, I don't hate this push by any means, right? They don't have a glyph. Again, looking to try and take away a lot of the map from the greedier BB team roster.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I'll get it. Fight to be had. Just the vision game around the mid lane, giving them a lot of information from Falcons. And they have 5 wards currently set up across the map. Now a tier 2 tower to add.
Looks like Amara is pretty hell-bent on going for this Ags rush as well. I was wondering if he would consider going the Crimson Guard, especially considering the heroes that he's up against this game. Just because, you know, Wind Ranger, Slardar feels like it would be incredibly impactful considering how much strength he's already got just from his innate gain plus the braces. Looking to try and hunt for Miro here, but not able to find him just yet. They're looking to try and get a quick pick off and use that to convert into Roshan. They should be able to take it very quickly, but just dodging out right now. BB team.
Do you agree with these towers going undefended for BB team?
This is what I'm talking about when I was talking about their greed, though, right? Like, they just can't fight into it right now. They've got all of their tools to be able to take effective team fights now on Falcons, but you need these BKBs on BB team to be able to even consider contesting into it. They're very close on all 3 of their cores, probably only about 1,000-ish gold away on each of them, but you know, again, you're still a good amount of time away, so probably not going to be able to do anything for at least the next 3 minutes or so.
So do you just walk into Roshan? Do you feel Falcons? If there's your BB team, you have showcased they do not want to take fights, you're just looking towards the pit?
You could potentially do that, or you could just look to get even more aggressive, right? Just force a fight. Say, hey, BB team, if you don't have the capabilities to do so, if you're not defending tier 2 towers, it's for a reason. And, you know, do you want to just go and take Roshan, which might take you, let's say, a minute? If that gives them time to be able to get into these timings where the Aegis isn't actually going to be fully beneficial to you.
Okay.
Right
So they are continuing.
Hanging out behind GPK, basically acting as that extra little bit of save himself with the, like you mentioned, the Aghanim Shard on the Inkswell.
Can I get the blink away?
He is in
The
there.
vision? Yeah, they got him. Nighttime vision from Skidder. He's gonna be able to scout out the Dragon Knight. And the kill they were waiting for is onto a big one, and yeah, they're gonna go straight across the map. They've still got these wards. The one behind the T2 tower is still up for another 30 seconds. So maybe a kill to be had onto Save.
Mallory's got a haste rune as well. They know that Save is hanging around this area. I'm not sure if that's the target that they want, or if they're going to be happy and saying, look, he has the potential to be a big part of their win condition, so let's just take him out while we can. And there's that haste that I was talking about, hunting for more. Maybe just, you know, BB team thinking that they've got a certain amount of time to be able to make the save. Blind stun, not quite.
Then maybe now, unless they want to go through the portal, maybe now they feel like the kills gives them enough of a window to go into Roshan, especially with pushing BB team back into their side of the map. So with how long it might take, you're not going to be able to get that much of an economic advantage by all the farm. I mean, they're even going to use the boat as well to help out a little bit.
With the cannonballs, don't forget.
mean, you see how scared they are at the moment. No one showing, but BB team just a couple of people inside the base and just huddled up together.
You see what they're able to do, right? In that time, you've got now a BKB on Miro, you've got a BKB on Psycho, you're still working on it for GPK. Obviously, that death, he didn't buy up the recipe previously, so used all of that. He lost about 200 gold as a result of it. So it's going to delay it out a little bit further, but they're still feeling confident enough to be able to take the fight, especially with this amp damage rune that Psycho's just been able to claim.
They did scan the move through the portal, so they're already starting to move to bottom. Currently, Melrine is not with the team. They're going to be forced to jump him, however.
Skidder, they found him.
Pops the smoke. Let's see if they're going to be able to catch up. We'll try and go through, but that's not the case. He needs to stand his ground. But there's the BKB coming to play. The Eclipse completely wasted. And are they going to be in a position where they need to take the team fight? Skeeter, there's nothing he can do to stand his ground off the back of the respawn. Amar's going to try and run to the middle. Melrine's coming through the portal as well. Gets the Burrow Strike onto 2. It's a lot of damage onto Psycho with the Wind Ranger. Tries to get it over to the right side. Psycho's able to reposition. They'll keep him alive momentarily. And now Melrine and Amar, they are stuck inside the middle. It's another team fight with a Tombstone going the max duration. Crit is about to respawn. Amar standing strong. GPK looking to try and jump over the top. Amar's going to solo kill Toronto Tokyo down, but as he got the damage by himself, Toronto Tokyo steps into the tree line. Amar, I mean, he's making the play for a man. This dude is so hard to kill, but he might even get Miero as well. The torrent, it's just shy. Miero steps away to the right side. They scouted out Melrine inside the lane, but GPK just off the mark with the Blinken. A very messy team fight, but it does look like it's going to go the way of BB team, even though Falcons had the Aegis advantage.
This is what I'm talking about, right, though? Like, just that amount of time where you're not pushing your advantage, when you know that they can't fight. A BKB on Miero completely turned that around. You know, if he's not there, you don't have the damage to be able to take out Skidder twice. You don't have the damage to be able to even kill the Kunkka at the very end. You saw how tanky that Amar was throughout all of that. So, you know, again, it just comes down to that decision of what was actually worthwhile. Is it worth spending that amount of time, even dropping the boat, to be able to take Roshan quickly if it meant they were able to hit into these item timings? And off the back of that, now GPK's got his BKB too.
Yeah, didn't die in that fight. 1,300 gold picked up for the Dragon Knight. Now, but there's Sanj and Yasha being queued up. So you're now in a position where you can go back and find the Tormentor. Experience is also incredibly valuable. The fact that Miero has 2 points in the Corrosive Haze. And this is going to be shards on either side. Toronto Tokyo is going to be able to get his own. So you have the Bunker and the Tombstone. And Crit is also able to get the Boomerang for the Hoodwink.
Is that what it's called now? Is it called Bunker In? It's not Grab Ally anymore?
I think it's still... I don't know. It just says Tombstone. I don't know.
What are you going for? He's looking to finish up a pipe, I think, on Toronto Tokyo. Just a 50 gold away from that Ring of Tarask, which is going to be very, very effective. Nullifying a lot of the damage coming through from the Sand King.
Are we now at the stage where the tides kind of turn into BB team's favor, where you have the BKBs and you're still without the Crimson Guard on Amar?
Would you say the bounce back team yet? No, I would say so, just because, again, they've hit these timings. They've got a big one in the pipe now as well. You're getting a bunch of levels as well on, like, Grimstroke, so you've even got a lower Inkswell cooldown. You could probably get 2 off in a lot of these fights. Psycho, he's even finished up the clip there.
Oh, they're going to be able to get start for the Sand King starts, and look at the damage output with the drag back into the snowball. It'll buy him some time.
No BKB.
And the team is going to be able to turn it around. Skeeter drops the Eclipse, but Psycho's into the middle with the Wind Ranger. AoE damage. They're not going to be able to respond. Psycho will get rid of Melrine. Now they'll turn to Amar. We saw how tanky Amar was previously, but that's not going to be the case inside this team fight. Torrent on his dying breath. Maybe they'll give Skeeter an opportunity to turn it with a glaze from Skeeter. They'll go for Toronto Tokyo next. And what was looking like a good start for BB team, we see the power of Skeeter along with Snake King's drinking buddies.
Anyone that's watched Star Wars knows that a high ground advantage means everything, and they had it. They had the Observer Ward up there on the high ground. They had that mischance that anyone that was looking to go up into it was not going to get the advantage, and it was a really nice use of the drinking buddies as well from Snake King, just to give that little bit of a reprieve when they were looking to try and commit that little bit deeper into the team fight. So, I mean, it was that on top of the fact that GPK wasn't able to pop the BKB until he was at like 20%, so he was pretty much just dead at that point. Maybe a slight difference with Save holding the Inkswell a little bit longer, just for that strong Dispel could have been a difference maker.
And they are continuing to push it very aggressively out of the map though on Falcons. You're mid shoved out, top shoved out, taking away a lot of the jungle farm as well from BB team. It's got the making to be a very exciting mid to late game as well. 15 to 15, 2,000 net worth lead for Falcons.
Looking scary though, like it really does feel like a lot of these team fights can just go either way. It really depends on the start to a lot of these engagements, and even just really good micro movements there from Skidder with his illusions, revealing the fact that you had 5 BB team members clumping up, the best buddies squad coming through there, and you don't do that unless you're looking to try and make a smoke in the next little bit, or if you're anticipating a smoke to come from the enemy team. That's why they placed down the defensive observer ward, and they were ready to go, but clearly Falcons not feeling confident enough to walk up into that until they feel like they might have dispersed. Now the smoke comes, and now they're looking to try and find that quick pickoff.
Yeah, all grouped together though on BB team. Melry gets a jump over the top, so they'll initiate onto 2 members simultaneously. Psycho, the BKB into the TP out, very close to getting the punch.
Okay. Did have to use the BKB though to be able to defend that, so I wonder if that's going to be enough for them to just say, you know what, we can just look to commit into these fights. You also got a shield room from Melrine as well, so it's already really hard to kill a Sand King. Yeah, he doesn't necessarily have much in the form of spell lifesteal yet.
Double stun from Nero with the jump in as well.
What are they doing
Was it the ready of Snake King's going to be able to get close to Skidder to protect him? Melrine with the counter initiation as well, creating chaos inside the middle of the team fight. The Epicenter's going to force them away, so they won't be able to continue to chase and kill up the Falcon members.
No BKB.
I mean, they made the attempt, but Falcons, they were ready, everyone nearby, to jump back in to protect Skeeter. And it's going to cost them multiple heroes' lives as Crit. He's now the vulnerable hero. As BB team are able to buy back, but Skeeter going uncontested. Locks onto Miero. Can they get a little bit of control though? Tries to step away with the Glimmer Cape. It looks like he's okay, but Save puts his body on the line. So another kind of messy fight. 3 for 3, no real big winners.
Yeah, big even trade when it comes down to it. And I was thinking, you know, Falcons, they're a little bit deep there, especially considering, you know, if they weren't going for a smoke, it's probably because of that defensive setup. So they should have known that they had that vision up on the high ground, but just being able to get out of dodge there with a pretty quick rotation coming through from Snake King to be able to provide a lot of safety to the rest of the team. Just see all the damage coming out though. There was 8,000 damage done by Luna in that past fight, and I think that was pre-Kanda at that stage. Maybe he had it at that point, but pre-level 20 for sure. So now he's going to look to work on just a little bit of that defensive tools like the Lincolns to make sure that you're not getting, you know, Blink Shackle shotted, Blink Dragon tailed, all this other sort of stuff that's going to, you know, put him in a dangerous spot and make sure that he doesn't have that Lunar Orbit activated. Still so much potential for scaling as well for Skidder, isn't there? Like, he could go a BKB, he could go a Satanic, he could go... maybe not the Butterfly, considering Wind Ranger could just very easily go the MKB, but still feels very, very scary to have to consider the super late game Luna.
Smoke from BB team.
High ground again.
Snake King again. Smoker's not pop, but I believe they saw the Observer get dropped down, so they're going to be able to reposition accordingly. They're starting to huddle together as 5, so Falcons are ready to bring the fight to the Smoke team on Dial.
This is the Roche fight. Like, whoever wins this one will be able to secure Roshan the second one for themselves and enable
not the illusion
high ground siege. They won't take it. Oh, yes, they will.
Gonna drop the awkward ward too. Okay.
Melrine. Go straight back
Force
out.
some reactions. Poke and prod. See if they can see some of the supports in the backline. Maybe give an opportunity. GPK wants to go back in. Nice force up. Just gets out of the crush range. They're going to be okay. Tombstone is laid down in the middle of the team fight as well. It's going to give BB Team a little bit of area control, but Toronto Toko stuck inside the shards, and it doesn't seem like there's much Dai can do to protect him. He's making it work for the kill. GPK still wants to go back into the middle with a jump up the crit, trying to deal with the
Blew him up.
They're onto Skeeter as well. Skeeter is able to stand his ground. Dyer need to try and get over towards the Luna, but the Luna's just got way too much net worth. Finally, they'll be able to run her away. Psyker and Co standing strong. It looks like finally BB Team might even be able to get another member too. Amar stuck inside the trees. That great use of the Observer Ward prior will come into play now, so they'll get a kill onto the trying to escape on the Conqueror Amar.
Hold on, you were hating that ward a little while ago. You called it off.
Come on, dude.
It was exactly as planned, exactly as planned. I was a little anxious about Falcons continuing to try and go for that poke and prod strategy because at that point Skitter was like level 19 and a half. If he's level 20, that's a very different deal, right? You can just use those loosened beams from afar. You can look to try and, you know, get those glaives bouncing around, reveal a little bit of information about where they might be hanging around in the tree line, and they were able to just absolutely explode Malrine in that engagement.
They're coming. Save's going to see the hoodwink. Maybe you want to, let's see, if you go for Roche or commit for the fight, Skeeter should be able to get the quick burst onto Toronto Tokyo. Pipe's going to be activated, and Aegis claim, and they'll probably just look to get up, but the snowball will prevent that. Psyker's going to be chased down. And have you left the Wind Ranger? Snake King's going to be able to deal with him, and now you're set up off the back of the respawn. They are huddling together, surrounding her off the back of the Aegis, and Psyker's going to go down. A beyond godlike streak for Skitter. I mean, this is a 15-1-3 Luna performance, 31 minutes in.
It's very scary, like you've just committed a lot for the Aegis without having buyback on the Wind Ranger as well, and I keep saying it, you're going up against a Luna, you've got to be very, very careful about where you're taking a lot of these fights because, I mean, I'm not sure if it's being overly dramatic, but this might be an actual lane of racks that you're going to be down as a result of this. You are putting so much of your damage onto the back of the Wind Ranger, and she is in the dirt for the next 35.
And after that as well, Amar made an attempt on Tamir at the top side, and he had to use BKB to get away from the boat. So now this is kind of on cooldown, which gives you another bit, a slight advantage for Falcons.
He's just rushing up to the rest of the team as well. Came through the twin gates, so it won't be too long until he's able to join the rest of the boys. They're gonna go for, they actually do go for the melee. It's gonna obviously give them that Rax glyph reset, but well worth it. It's a scary part of the Luna, dude. We've seen it happen time and time again. Just one bad team fight, and this is what happens to your base.
They're still going to stick around the area. Looking to leave just yet. Tormentor is up if they want to try and claim it. The team is starting to move down. I don't know if this is just for the creep wave, though. Looks like the creeps in. Yep, Tormentor's going to go. Shard given over to Snake King. So this game is kind of blown open now. 10,000 net worth lead for Falcons. And set of items starting to be worked on. We're almost at that Bloodstone.
Yeah, that's the scary thing. Like you get the increased rate, everything just with the Bloodstone itself. You get the lifesteal component as well. He's hit up onto that level 20. So these epicenters just cover a huge portion of these team fights. Nowhere is safe.
Archon Rune now as well. Looks like Amar's going to be the one to get it.
Oh no.
Malrine, apologies.
What could they look to get? Is Tormentor up? Yeah, I wouldn't hate seeing a Tormentor just being able to get a free Aghanim Shard for probably Kunkka you would be the happiest with? I guess wouldn't be bad for the Sand King either, right? Look at how quickly they're able to just explode it.
Yeah, you will get it for the Sand King. So Malrine has the Shard. Bloodstone into the Wind Waker. He's even got the Ceremonial Robe as well, so scary times for BB Team. How do you even address these fights? Like, who is that main person they need to try and bring down for the side of Dire?
Oh, it's really hard to say, to be honest. I think you got to try and get onto Malrine again before he's able to pop everything, because if you enable him to be that counter initiation or even start the team fight on his own, he's gonna have the Shivas, he's gonna have the Bloodstone, he's gonna have all of that lifesteal coming through. I feel like you just got to take him out of the equation. Skitter is just way too tanky to be able to take out at this point. has pretty much doubled Malreen's health.
3,500 health.
Use Amara's bait.
BKB Satanic.
He's very tanky.
Smoke's gonna pop, they'll get the jump. Not a bad target to blow up instantly. Malreen is
they
with the
found him.
initiation, but it's not the greatest one for him to land in the middle. Look at the damage! Psyker flexing the potential here with the focus fire, but they have blown everything and they have nothing left now to deal with Skidder. You'll get Toronto Tokyo. They're wanting to actually go back in. Is this a fight to be had? Tombstone's still there on the high ground. Zaan's gonna be able to prevent the spells from being used on the task, and still they're gonna be able to turn it back around. Psyker in some danger with the Gleipnir. Gets some reprieve, save, turns over to him next as well. GPK continuing to put his body on the line.
Gem on the neck.
Another round of the spells coming out. GPK will need the extra assistance out of Psyker. It's not gonna latch, but now with the focus fire back up, it's gonna be cautious to run.
He just blade-mailed himself.
Damage from Amar. Along should be enough to be able to chase down GPK. Amar might be able to do it by himself. A little bit off the mark there with the combo. Didn't go for the action of the torrent. In the end, is not going to matter. He kind of makes that fight not too bad for the boys on Falcons.
Dude, more than half of the damage that Psyker just took was from purely the blade mail on Amar. Like, it's crazy how much this is actually doing. And, yeah, I mean, the boat is certainly coming in handy, providing a lot of extra safety, putting Amar up on the front lines. I mean, look how tanky the man is. Nearly 4k HP. He's got the craggy coat as his neutral item as well. He just wants to be able to tank up and force BB Team to expend everything that they've got. You saw how effective they were in that, you know, 5 to 10 seconds, but once that's done, they've got very little left.
Take a look at that fight back again. Great target to be able to blow up. I mean, you get rid of the hoodwink, offers you some burst potentially with the sharpshooter if that connects, and yeah, it's just you're going. But
you see, look at the full retreat.
Skeeter.
The full retreat. Like, the BKBs have like 2-3 seconds left. They're like, let's get the hell out of there. And maybe they were thinking that they could continue fighting around this tombstone, understandably, because Psyker is still incredibly
I'd have to go back live. GPK picking up their damage, going to be able to jump the staking task. Another pick off onto a support. Just stuff you were saying, like, this are the heroes that BB Team want to be jumping.
I mean, yeah, if they can get crit or snaking without having to use the BKB, that is the dream, right? You can force an uneven fight, and then you can still save those things for, you know, the actual heroes that you're looking to try and take out. I'd say Malreen's probably well worth committing a BKB for as well, just because of his potential damage output.
Dying. That's crazy.
Maybe now you've got an additional, what, 12 armor from the Dragon's Blood, level 25 on the DK. I was considering if he would go like an AoE Elder Dragon form. Wouldn't be the worst by any stretch of the imagination, especially considering you only have a BKB on the Luna, right? So it's not going to be something that's very easily dodgeable.
And poor save is just getting no farm at all. You brought up the question earlier if you would just like a rush of the Scepter. He went Blink, Glimmer Cape. Would you prefer the Scepter instead of these two items?
No, not necessarily. I feel like they do have enough potential to be able to like dive in onto you, and you've seen that Falcons have no issues with committing heavily into the middle of a team fight, right? So most of the time they're going to go for like some blind stun and find him. So I feel like it's really important that he stays that far back so that just doesn't happen. Okay. He's looking to try and do anything he can just to get any farm here in the jungle, but you got to be so cautious of how long you actually do look to stick around.
I didn't check who got the gold as
the plus armor from the Defiant Shell. Just wants to live for as long as possible.
I was just checking who got the gold for the kill into the Luna. It was a DK, so probably a big reason why he just got that Bloodthorn and decent chunk towards the Satanic as well. What's the probability? Sitting at 62% for Falcons currently, and we do have the potential of Roche to be up in a couple of seconds. We'll see if it's a long spawn. It's a relatively quick one, 55 seconds.
Even with all this damage, though, it shouldn't be a fight that's contested up top. It should be moving down towards the bottom side, so I mean, it just comes down to one of these things where do you actually guess the fact, like, do you play the probability, play the odds as to, you know, we need to take the fight down bottom because it's much more likely to be down there? Do you look to set yourself up early, or is it about just slowly walking out and trying to find a pick-off before the Roche fight even happens?
They're looking to come out and maybe set themselves up.
Yeah, he's got the Ceaseless Dirge available, so knows that he'll have that instant respawn and be able to TP to the outpost if he absolutely needs to. Seems like
It's like maybe they made the call to go bottom.
Yep. Seems like that bottom lane is also pushing in a little bit too much for GPK's liking. He's going to look to try and address that. They're going to be right there as it respawns as well. Now they see it. Are they going to commit for it? They've got 15 seconds to be able to take this out, and I'm not sure they've got the ability. Yeah. So much rather set up here. They should see that they've got the gem on the Undying as well, so there's no real point in setting up wards in the lane. That's why Snake King's getting this high ground ward set up first. And their formation is actually pretty decent. I mean, Skiller is tanky as hell, and he's got the boys to be able to save him. So he'll be the one to go in first.
And a lot of the time it's been BB Team to start these initiations.
They saw Toronto Tokyo briefly. Full wraparound. Watcher is going to be able to quickly claim it, just taking away any sort of vision. At this stage, information wins team fights. Take out that Grimstroke if they can. There's the blind jump.
Fire strike onto 2. Importantly, it's going to be the Wind Ranger as well. Can they blow up before the BKB? Psyche is in some danger. Activated the last second. Now tries to turn back to full health thanks to the Satanic. But Skeeter, he has his own Satanic as well to be able to stand his ground. Now they've been able to catch up to the Wind Ranger. There's no escape. Once the golden protection expires, you are not running away. GPK caught inside the lane. They're going to do whatever they can to turn the tides, but it will not matter. Wind Ranger gone. You've got no damage left. And it's Falcons that are going to be able to come out on top inside this team fight. It'll be 4 kills to go their way. They might just walk it down. There's 2 heroes without buybacks.
There's 2 heroes without buyback. There's already a lane of racks that's been taken. Just go for the throne. They have the Glyph of Fortification to be able to do it. And like you said, once those BKBs go away, there is very little reprieve for BB Team. That time around was probably the only bad tombstone that we've seen from Toronto Tokyo, not getting a full understanding of where exactly the team fight would be taking place. So we didn't get that additional benefit, and in full buybacks needing to be expended for this, I don't think they're really going to care all that much.
And let's see if they care.
Oh,
hopefully he's got a buyback, which he does. 25 seconds they need to the Wind Rangers back alive. GPK's going to train.
Oh, they found save again.
A couple seconds, but that's an instant dieback, and they've also got the catch onto GPK as well. So it's going to be Falcons that take game 1. It took quite a while, but what a performance from Skeeter. 20 and 2 from this Luna. That is just an exceptional showing from him. Of course, everyone else, played their role. A couple of saves multiple times from Snake King as well, with the drinking party and the snowballs. But what a showing from the position 1 on Falcons.
Yeah, I really want to highlight that first 20 minutes, though. The fact that they were able to identify the big weakness in the BB Team draft, the need for these BKBs, and really abuse as much of that as they could. They took so many tier 2 towers, they took so much map control away, they continued to grow their net worth lead, and even once those BKBs came out, beyond the first one, they were able to, kite them out and make sure that they could re-engage when they were at their absolute strongest. So that goes to show why Falcons just seem to have BB Team's number.
Yeah, it was indeed, and we'll see if that's going to continue to be the case heading into the upcoming game, because again, so far, BB Team, they've only been able to get victories over Falcons with 1-1 ties in the group stages, and we'll see if with this upcoming game, if they can bounce back and find that victory. But of course, first we need to hear from the panel and see what they have to say.
Thank you, guys. I mean, look, it's very possible, right? It's not like it was a flawless game from Falcons by any means. There were still a lot of team fights that were very back and forth, pickoffs able to come out from BB Team and get the supports on the side of Falcons. And Malrine as well, having a couple of unconventional deaths, I want to say, that pushed back his Bloodstone. It's something we want to talk about is this build of the mid Sand King. Jenkins, especially you, because you're like, oh, there's unbeatable Sand King once he gets Bloodstone. Okay, but what if he doesn't go that as the first item? Sure.
He did.
He's unbeatable. He won.
Well, no, he died a lot.
Made space for his team.
I mean, he did win.
But it's more about the item. He delayed his Bloodstone.
Yeah, he tried the Shivas because he's against Slaughter, Windrunner, DK, so he, tons of physical damage. He's just trying to survive.
First up straight item.
So delays the Bloodstone for that. At a point, he even eventually just gives up and goes for a Ghost Scepter. He's like, I'm dying no matter what.
Yeah, but you told me this, that if you lose your lane on Sand you're griefing your team if you still buy Bloodstone. If you lose your lane. He lost his lane.
I told you that?
I said that.
No, if you're an offlaner.
Yeah, Jenkins said you should still buy Bloodstone.
How do you lose lane as a mid Sand King? That doesn't happen.
He got ganked.
That fair enough. Okay. That you blame your supports. I think Skeeter though is the. I actually don't know who's the MVP between Snay and Skeeter. Skeeter, like, he did his classic rotation through the portal, which really opened up the game. He was very active early, which, like, the more I see Luna, the more I'm convinced that this hero is actually very good because you can be active early as a carry, but then Fear, you were saying Luna late game now is stronger than she was in the previous patch, and she was considered a menace on the previous patch?
I mean, she's better at all stages of the game. I mean, she might be worse at farming, that's about it. But we all know this patch isn't about farming fast anymore, right? So I do like this hero a lot. I'm surprised we haven't seen as much of it. There's just so many good options right now, like the Wind Ranger, for example, and Lina has been really popular, that Luna's just a tier below right now. But yeah, this hero is really good as we see, and I think a lot of people are still getting bamboozled by the fact that you die. We saw it last game too, like you're trying to kill this level 7 Luna, you're like, oh, it's a level 7 Luna, let's just kill her, right? She probably has auras. Just pops Eclipse, gets 2 kills instantly. Happened in this game as well. So yeah, just a very clean game from Skeeter here. He did his classic portal play. He also, shortly after that, he TP'd mid and got a kill on the DK. This DK had such a good laning stage. It's like, wow, he's actually kind of crushing the Sand King mid with 15 denies. But I think this game came down to a lot to rotations from Skeeter and sub-diff. These supports were rotating around the map, smoking, killing this DK who had a good laning stage over and over again. Crit was very active with snaking here, and this is kind of why we don't see a lot of Undying or Grimstroke. These heroes are kind of terrible at just walking around the map. There's only a couple of team fights where they did look good, this Undying particularly, but the game is a lot more than just team fights. You got to be able to kill heroes on the map, and their support duo just couldn't do it.
Yeah, and in those team fights, I also felt like Nightfall just ran away, you know? Like, he could have, like, maybe finished those crucial team fights because they have a time frame before Luna becomes too strong. And they needed to win those team fights, and I felt like he just didn't really want to commit. Once his BKB is running out, and he's always going to be running away, you know? Instead of trying to get more kills and trade his life for it, and maybe allow his team to win the remaining fight there.
I think we should just be fully transparent here. Winter didn't know what the Nightfall was, and Fear had to educate him.
Okay, maybe you can explain it, because people might not know the full depth of it, and also the fact that we still call it Nightfall despite his name changing in game.
Right, when he's
Maybe that's
tough
why he
doing
changed
that.
his name.
Okay, yeah, that does make sense. So I think we should have we'll have a clip of it coming up soon, I believe, of the actual incident. But he always ends up BKB TPing out at least one fight. And Fear, I'll quote your words, you said if there's a 1% chance of him dying in a fight, he'll BKB TP out. You know, obviously we're being a bit facetious here, but
I'd say cruel, but, you know.
A lot of people do say that. But it speaks to, he's a very safe carry, and sometimes that looks...
Safest of them all.
It's the safest carry.
Okay, the funny thing is, I remember the flip side of this. You know, start of last year, or even at the end of the year before, when just before this BB team was being created and everyone thought it was going to be the powerhouse of Eastern Europe, was everyone praised Nightfall for how safe he played. His KDA was always so immaculate. He was able to find space for himself, really get the items he needed, and then he would join team fights when it was appropriate. And I think right now the meta just doesn't lean into that playstyle, and he hasn't adjusted to really fit it. And over time, it's slowly transitioned into this, and that's where, like, this meme of doing the Nightfall is.
Yeah, I mean, he's also playing the wrong hero, right? Like,
that too.
I mean, he has too much brain power to play Wind Ranger. I'll put it that way, because Wind Ranger, you're on a timer, right? You press your ulti, you go in, and you just turn off your brain, right? You press E, you press R, you press your BKB, you're in. Either they all die or you die, and that's just how the hero functions. If you pop your ult, which you did several times, and then walk back, and then go back engage, it's too late. Your ult is down now, and you're not doing any damage. And that's definitely going to be an issue in these games if you're playing Wind Ranger.
Has to look towards a hero that's more okay with the disengage, because one of the team fights that BB team had within this game was the one where he went out, so did Save as well on the Grimstroke, as well as GPK on the Dragon Knight, sort of like lured Falcons to follow them a little bit more, and then they re-engaged. So I really liked the look of that team fight, and I'd like to see them draft more heavily towards that and heroes that enable it a little bit more. But what you said as well, Jenkins, about Grimstroke being one of, maybe it was Fear. You're both melding together in mine and Winter's mind. About Save being really good on Grimstroke, one of the best Grimstrokes.
I said that, yeah.
Yeah, thought so. As soon as I said Jenkins, I was like, this is too smart for it to actually
Yeah, go ahead, just update the audience on what you said.
About Grimstroke?
Yeah, because I remember, but if you could, if you let the audience know what you said about
Is this relevant to this game? He lost.
I think it still is, because there were a lot of moments where it looked good for him. That's
Yeah, I mean, he's what I was saying is pretty much he's just one of the best Grimstrokes in this meta. He is very good at the hero. This hero is not very popular right now, but he generally seems to make it work. Didn't work this game, unfortunately, but I feel like if you are playing with a Grimstroke, they needed heroes that are faster. Like, you need to be able to get the ball rolling really quick, get kills happening on the map, but Slaughter unfortunately did not get off to the greatest start ever. Mid lane, they really shut him down with the supports on the DK. The DK couldn't get off, and I really think this Undying, there's a reason we're not seeing him a lot. He doesn't have another support to play. If that was like a Sven or something, then all of a sudden maybe they can make some rotations on the map.
Can we stop wasting time talking about these worthless supports when Snake King, of all people, it should be the MVP for that game? Drinking Buddies.
You literally just said you don't know who to give it to, whether it was Snake King
because
or
I was
Skittle.
letting him make his point about the Luna, because I know he's very excited as a carry player to see his favorite hero.
Not my
talk
favorite
about my
hero.
favorite guy, but Snake King.
He's your favorite guy.
So many times he was using this, the Drinking Buddies to. I remember we were watching when he just used the Drinking Buddies to pull himself to Roche, and we're like, how is this so far? Like he
literally went from Twin Gate to Roche.
And
like to his Luna that's
No, and
taking Roche
when
in
he
the
was
pit.
holding the bot tower alone, 3 people come and gank him, and he just Drinking Buddy the siege creep, and he just ran away with the move speed bonus.
The range is insane.
He did so many flawless plays with that, and the Drinking Buddies into Snowball save on a hero like
Can you
Luna.
explain the lore behind that?
Drinking
Like,
Buddies?
Yeah, why can you like gap close as a drinking buddy?
And you're like high-fiving, I don't know.
Okay, good. Perfect.
Everything you could have said, I feel like that was maybe one of the worst.
Okay, then you tell me. What is the?
I'm not very good at improv.
What is the lore?
We don't know. It's fine. Move on.
I mean, he's just passing the beer over.
Yeah, he's rushing to give you
Very quick.
Passing the beer, so he's a bartender.
So he's like a waiter.
Okay.
You literally just got your buddy a drink the other day, didn't you?
What? What are you talking about? This is derailed.
Yeah, this really is. I'm going to move us
Derailed.
on.
Bring it back on the rails.
Sure, game 2 is what we're going to look at. Aries mentioned a really good point that the only games that BB team have been able to get the one-up on Falcons is in group stage with the 1-1 ties many a times in the past. Do you think that's going to happen here? Do you think there is a way to come back in? Because
No Wind Ranger for Nightfall.
okay,
Then
that's
there's
it.
a chance.
That's the only thing that needed to change. Just
Yes.
no win range up.
What about Lina
Lina,
or TA?
Lina and Tia, I think those are fine because you don't have to really commit in, right? You can go in and out, and you can hide and come back in.
Okay.
I mean, Nightfall commits. Just
Only when he has BKB.
Commits to teleport.
typically.
Luna, I feel like, is a similar story to Windrunner, though, where you press R and then you just kind of walk in, and it's like
ideal
That's
Omni, but it's
yeah,
Dream
that's like
Omni.
the only real counter. It feels like Nullifier does not pierce spell immunity, so Omni W with you know, his ult, which would normally be purgeable, is no longer purgeable.
There's like some weird thing. I think like Trolls purge. I think it can purge the GA, but it can't purge like. I think it can purge the GA, but it can't purge like the. So it's still good. Like the repel. Like, I think Troll. That makes sense. Omni, right? So it's still good. Like if you're like I think Troll when I think against Omni, right? Because
but if you have the repel on and you have the GA on, it shouldn't be purgeable.
Yeah, we can't.
If you have both on,
shouldn't, but
it's Dota. Yeah, we can't. That's a
Dota. I've done it before. It wasn't recent. It was not.
Okay, that's a very recent.
But it was still the same. It's very difficult to play against if you don't have. Only Shadow Demon has like that. It's very difficult to play against if you don't have only Shadow Demon has like that guaranteed through repel type of purge.
Yeah, but I do like the Beastmaster here. Like Omni doesn't really do much to Beastmaster in the fast game, so maybe we could see them playing around the Zoo with the Helm, play a fast game, so you don't have to get to the stage where Falcons can out-team fight you in the late game.
Does it not do much? I just imagine Omni like hitting the board once with the hammer.
Pretty bad.
Yeah, and
I'm pushing in the late.
Yeah, but level 1 boar is pretty bad.
Yeah,
whenever
I'm pushing in the late, the first wave, I feel like I just push in the lane, and once I get level 3, the lane is gonna be a lot easier for me.
I do want to outline Omni is the 8th most contested hero so far. And that's only in like a day and a half-ish, I want to put it there. He's only been lived through on 4 games and has a 75% win rate. So the ones he's made it through, obviously very dominant.
Oh no, I hope this is a 4 Wind Ranger.
Could struggle a lot. I mean, this is a hero that his GA is now could struggle a lot against Omni as well because his GA is now AoE, right? So if you just group up, when Ranger uses Focus Fire, you press the GA, but all of a sudden,
if it's a 4, it's good against Omni. I feel like you can bully Omni.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, like I play dominantly carry, but I do like playing offlane as well. But the offlane heroes I play are Enigma, Beast, Lycan, pretty much the Zoo heroes. That is the correct route against Omni. I feel like I really like playing Enigma versus heroes just for the same reason. He's not very good at killing the boars and stuff. I think this will be a carry Wind Ranger because I think Wind Ranger right now is just the strongest carry right now. It's like Wind Ranger and Lina, they both use the Gleipnir incredibly well, do a lot of damage. I don't really see, I mean, I think you're building our own narrative or a Nightfall shouldn't play it, but I think in BB Team's mind, they're just picking the strongest carry of Dota right now.
I get what
it's gonna run it back.
Bad on this hero, so it must. Like we shouldn't really try to talk about it. Oh, this player is bad on this hero, so it must be bad. Or they shouldn't put it on the carry. Put it on the carry. Logically and strategically, they should put it on the carry.
That's a hero that's historically Weaver's interesting. That's a hero that's historically been pretty good versus the Beastmaster.
I like heroes that can go
you can just double hit the boar, Scoochie through it.
And also, I like heroes that can go near the offlaner when you're playing Omni because you need to get your heal off. So Weaver and Morphing, I think, are the 2 heroes that I like to lane with. Because you go near them and then you get the heal off. It's easy. Set up a kill.
Okay, this really changes up the draft. Okay, this really changes up the draft. Yeah, that's a good question. How is it good?
As a 4 now?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Is he still viable as a 4 now?
There is that.
I don't think so. I mean, Beast
there is that like the recall facet, which is not bad if you pick like a Storm or something. Apply a chakra because the recall facet does apply a chakra.
What is going on?
Mid caudal, but like I'm thinking about mid caudal. I mean, I think it's just a mid caudal, but like I'm thinking about mid caudal and what it likes to do. It also doesn't like playing versus magic community. It also doesn't like playing versus heroes that have can't be slowed.
Yeah, I was gonna say the only thing that I can think of is like Lion will die in a side lane to like a level 6 caudal rotation.
If Omni's not there.
If Omni's not there about this, and then the SB pick. I mean, I like this one. So I'm very curious about this, and then the SB pick. I mean, I like this one against Weaver more than I like the caudal. We'll see with the caudal, but SB against Weaver. Weaver's this very difficult to catch mobile hero, and SB can charge him through the Scoochie Dust, kill him. Also, Omni Repel obviously does nothing against SB because SB is all spell immunity piercing, so it's pretty nice here. It does mean that it's a Beast plus SB lane, probably, unless some shenanigans.
I don't think the SB could be like a 5.
Actually, Toronto Tokyo plays SB a lot, so
it should be a 5.
It should be a 5.
Carry, Wind Ranger, and Kotor might be mid or 4.
It could also be all the Zoo heroes 4, because I know for a fact that like even if it's all the Zoo heroes,
they're kind of like
don't mind playing with melees, even if it's a double melee.
Because they're kind of like fake ranged heroes.
Yeah, I mean, there's like, it's also just the fact that like they don't mind being left alone because they have.
I was wondering, can you be left alone as a win ranger, let's say from like minute 5 or minute 6, or even 7?
No. Depends on how well your lane's going, but ideally,
if they run
no.
this as an SB5 I really fear for BB team if they run this as an SB5 against Amar Timber on previous patch when it wasn't I remember Falcons, they were picking Timber on previous patch when it wasn't very good against the Sven 5 for the same reason. You're just going to have a 5 that can literally never trade with the offlaner, and so then Timber can max QW and destroy the carry, push the carry off the creep wave, be left alone. Line can rotate to mid, kill the
I don't want to see SB5. I really don't.
It is though. Like you see Save.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to see SB5. I really don't.
It is though. Like you see Save flying
hero. I mean, I
sure
see Save. It's not like he's playing Coddle potentially. Favorite
hero.
I mean, I see Save like playing Coddle potentially.
I was gonna say the first 3 could be cores, and we're still even waiting for another support.
I just don't see what. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely possible. I don't see. I just don't see what Coddle does.
So we don't have to really argue if it's a 4 or a 5 right now because both teams are going to get that.
Yeah, I think it's a Coddle. I feel like Coddle is going to be a 4.
They banned Monkey.
It's just a matter of like their players. Toronto Tokyo. I remember there was a patch like he popularized the SB5. He's obsessed with it. And I do like the Coddle core more now that there's a Timber. It's a vessel buyer. It's a magic damage dealing hero. You know, Timber uses Timber Chain when he has the Coddle Soul on him, and instantly he's slowed to like the max amount because you're traveling some distance with that. So it's a better core game for Coddle because of the Timber.
Support Coddle. They banned Monkey King. But it looks like Falcons might think that's support Coddle. They banned Monkey King. Go-to pick for mid laner. Well, it could be. Definitely seen a pretty go-to pick for mid laner.
Well, it could be. Yeah, that's true. I mean, it could be Monkey. They could be banning Monkey carry still. I think it's a Wind 4 potentially.
They could also split their bans.
Sometimes that's fine.
1 for a core, 1 for a support.
Yeah,
they're just looking for anything that's extremely flexible.
Sometimes that's fine.
Fits into their lineup. Or they're just looking for anything that's extremely flexible still that fits into their lineup that they want to ban.
Or something that's really good with what they're about to pick.
So many options.
That's a good thing about BB Team. They have
so many options.
Open lineup here. And that's a good thing about BB Team. They have a very open lineup here where they could pivot if necessary. Maybe BB Team doesn't even know. We don't know. Falcons doesn't really know, and maybe BB Team doesn't even know at this point. So someone leave it open.
I'm hoping they do. I'm hoping they at least have.
I mean, sometimes you just leave it open, but you don't know what you're gonna pick exactly, right? Like they know they need another hero, yes, but what type of hero do they need? It's they already potentially have a carry. They already potentially have a mid.
Queen of Pain.
They don't have.
They're really low on their reserve time.
They took this time. I feel like that may have been a block. They took this time. I feel like that may have been a block pick because I'm telling you, this Coddle 4 with Storm, it's really good. You call the Storm to you, he gets chakra'd, then you chakra him again, so he just has like unlimited mana for these games. It's pretty good this game as well too. If the Coddle goes mid, you have the gap clear. You don't have a ton of reliable lockdown. A Storm can dodge charge pretty easily, and you just zip around so much it's almost impossible for the Beastmaster to roar you.
Why not just ban it then?
It's a pretty good game for Storm, isn't it? I just told you it's a pretty good game for Storm, isn't it? You have a Lion.
It's good against Keeper of the Light.
You have a Lion. I guess he can give you mana. You have.
That's true.
You can be survivable with Omni too.
Omni Storm is such a classic.
It's not a bad Storm.
I mean, Omni
and it's a block.
Omni Storm is such a classic.
Yeah. Sort of hero as well.
Alright.
Just doesn't seem like much of a Mallory.
Working on his way up to
sort of hero
15k. Maybe he's been working on his way up to 15k.
They really wanted that Storm.
That's what he was spamming.
Puck is banned, DK is banned. They really wanted that Storm. I'm telling you. They really wanted that Storm. I really think that was a really good block pick. Because, like, sure, he doesn't like it, but it's really telegraphed that they wanted to do this Coddle Storm thing. And then they banned for it, and it's like, Mallory doesn't play it, it's fine. And then he steps up to the plate, he's going to play it. Whether he's going to do well with it or not, we'll see. But I like the idea here of block picking it. Because it's just, like, set up perfectly. BB Team looks like they're kind of like stumped by this one. They're running out of time.
Could they just pick another carry, like some hard carry? FV or whatever, like hard carry.
FV or Faceless.
There it is. I thought it was going to come out game 1, game number 2.
Tiny mid.
There it is. I thought it was going to come out game 1, game number 2 though.
Tiny.
That seems like kind of a desperate pick to me.
I mean, if I had to pick something else that's going to pair with a 4 Coddle right now, Tiny. It's tiny to cooldowns up. This is very distracting.
Yeah,
Something
these
that you
teams are really
can
annoying.
reduce the
I don't
cooldowns
understand
up.
how
This
they
is very
play against
distracting.
each other. These teams are really annoying. I don't understand how they play against each other. Why are they doing this? Can I get the chat log? Who's doing this? Who's doing this? Huh?
It's Mallory.
But I want to get to the bottom of your thoughts. We're gonna have to get to the bottom of that one. But I want to get to the bottom of your thoughts as well between these two teams. Is it a better lineup for the Wind Ranger to be able to flourish here?
I think it's a harder
better lineup?
No, not really.
I mean, I think it's a harder lineup to flourish with than the last game. I really think this like Coddle
kind of
really wanted the Storm, and the fact they didn't get it,
doing it for me.
It's kind of devastating for their lineup because I don't think this Tiny's doing it for me. It's like their last pick of the game, and it's not a bad Storm game either for Falcons. They also have the setup for it, so all eyes on Malrine for me is like, can he make this work? I know he doesn't really enjoy the hero as much as other mid laners, but I'm sure he's capable.
Traditionally, when they I feel like BBT have very strong side lanes, and traditionally when they ever win, they're always gonna stop you in the lanes and snowball really hard. And if I'm comparing both teams' side lanes, I feel like I'm going to give BBT the edge with the Wind Rangers as the Beastmaster and the Counter. I feel like Falcons supports are a little bit weaker compared to that.
I think if there's
BBT
any
can
game
use it
for
to
a Coddle,
snowball
it is this one.
and win the game.
Every single one of I think if there's any game for a Coddle, it is this one. Every single one of the heroes on his team is good to press Chakra on. They all have very low cooldowns. You can lower the cooldown on Wind Run, which makes her borderline unkillable. You can lower the cooldown on Wild Axes in the laning phase. You can lower the cooldown even on Spirit Breaker Charge, which is very low cooldown ability, and then Tiny you get another Avatar's combo. So I do feel like this is a game for Coddle. Save is one of the best Coddles on the planet in the position 4. I don't think Coddle 4 is good, but if there's going to be a game where it looks good, it's this one.
Well, he's able to build up his cores a little bit more, and maybe that's what's going to make the Coddle look a little bit better. But either way, let's look at getting into game number 2 with Ares and Daniel.
We heard the panel discuss on the type of heroes that they would like to see. We heard the panel discuss on the type of heroes that they would like to see on Psyker, and once again, though, they're going to go back into the Wind Ranger, and Fear mentions that. He feels like why do we feel like this is even worse of a game for that hero? So then why do we feel like they keep going back into this caliber of hero for him, and maybe in this game in particular as well?
I mean, it's just a busted hero, right? But at the end of the day, it's got to be a hero that kind of fits that person's playstyle. And I'm not sure that quite does it for Psyker for mine, right? When you think of him, like Matt was saying, you think of the Ursa, the Troll Warlord, and the other one she said, Lifesteal. So all sorts of heroes that like to build into stuff like the BKB, but BKB really isn't being bought at this TI at all. I actually had to look up at a bunch of the stats, and it's only been bought out of 3 of the 39 games so far. That's a 7% pick rate of the Battle Fury. You compare that to the Esports World Cup, where it was picked, I think, 33% of the time. Very different meta, and I feel like BB Team aren't necessarily adapting quickly enough.
Quite far forward, I believe. Skidder is going to venture quite far forward, I believe. That work, I think Save Phase checked him first. Couple the smoke. I don't know if he actually saw some of the heroes that work. I think Save Phase checked him first. But so overall, it seemed like the smoke is not going to work for BB Team, and we will get ourselves underway here. So overall, it seemed like kind of a split panel. Honestly, we had a couple people for BB Team, and then I believe it was few that was for Falcons. Where are you actually currently positioned? Because again, BB Team, if they ever get a decent series over Falcons, it's in the group stages where they get a 1-1 tie.
Yeah, I could see
die for that.
Yeah, he's got a.
Oh, okay.
Blood grenade.
The other one? The power shot should bash.
He's got a. No, he doesn't have a blood grenade.
The power shot should die. Okay. It's a slow, is that enough?
He's fine.
You can work for it.
Never
it's a slow, is that enough?
He's fine. Never in doubt.
Oh my god, he's so annoying.
Gamers prefer playing in the dark anyways. That's not an issue. I was a bit interested in the Weaver gamers prefer playing in the dark anyways. That's not an issue. 0% win rate at TI. I was a bit interested in the Weaver pick as well. I think that has a 0% win rate at TI so far. 5 games, 0 wins. Timbersaw as well. It is an Amar Timbersaw, so obviously that swings things very differently. But 9 games for 2 wins, so not exactly the highest win rate heroes that they're going for here on Falcons.
Hero. In a lot of comfort though, definitely seen Skidder play this hero in the past, and to a lot of success definitely does feel like, I mean, he's got a lot of incredible heroes, but pay close attention to can be very frustrating to go up into as well, but pay close attention to Amar and his ever so comfortable Timbersaw as well, but Winter was saying in particular about the side lanes being a really big advantage for Betboom. Do you feel like there's any way that Falcons can maybe offset this?
Particularly with this top lane, right? I think you're going to need to be very clever about how you do things, particularly with this top lane, right? Like Snake King, he's not going to have much kill threat against a Keeper of the Light just through his movement speed. You're also going to be constantly harassed down by this boar as well, and there's not too much that he can look to do about it. Like, you just see here, he's getting bullied right now, and he might even die.
Be able to find it. No. Okay, Snake King save on one of his better heroes in tower range. Got through tangos, so should be able to heal up after a while. But he's able to tip back into the tower range. He's got through tangos, so should be able to heal up after a while. But look at the creepy cleavering as well. It's completely shoved into Miero's side of the lane.
I mean, you were talking about some of those comfort picks. We've been focusing on Falcons a lot, but this is back to basics for BB Team for them. You know, save one of the best coddles in the world. GPK, he is the innovator of the more recent tiny mid builds. And you know, of course, you've also got Toronto Tokyo, very, very comfortable with Spirit Breaker. Miero, I would say Beastmaster's up there with one of his best as well. So maybe that's just the overall strategy for them. You know, if Falcons seem to have their number when they're playing like the veteran, being slaves to it, why not just go to what's made them players that have been assembled in like this Eastern European super team?
See if comfort is going to be enough for them to go with finish line, because again, like Falcons have gone for a little bit of comfort themselves. See if comfort is going to be enough for them to go with finish line, because again, like Falcons have gone for a little bit of comfort themselves as well. And we'll see if it's going to be enough in the end. Side have that in spades, and we'll see if it's going to be enough in the end. The cores are finding a decent amount of farm. Everything's pretty chill, nothing too crazy. All the cores are finding a decent amount of farm. Side lanes cores, it's looking very good for GPK along with Melreen. Side lanes cause of happy to there. Not slowing down a Mars Timber.
The differences between the two drafts is that it does feel one other thing that I'll say about the differences between the two drafts is that it does feel like BB Team have a little bit better oriented draft around team fight, and you know it's TI, right? Team fight is always going to be king. That's why we see the Earthshakers come back. We see a lot more Enigma and all that sort of stuff here on the grandest stage of them all. And when you consider like the sort of setups, the sort of repositioning, even just having stuns in a lot of these fights, I feel like BB Team are going to be slightly on the top side in front of that regard. Although, he's getting bullied a little bit here on the top side, more than a little.
Holding back just in case it's going to be given over. Has 10-1 still that he already beat the stage where back just in case they were needed. We seem to already beat the stage where Amar is not needing crit to play in the lane. I mean, he's gone double Gracer with the double reactive. The crit already went back and started to make some stacks in the jungle. And this could free him up very much so to help secure the runes for Melreen and potentially even go through the portal or maybe TP top if there is a kill opportunity as well on the safe lane for them.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, just building up a bunch of those stacks, you've got heroes that have the capabilities to flash farm as Miero. Dived a little bit here, but Skipper doesn't exactly have the most health himself.
They might go back,
run away from him though.
Blown up from the blast, Snake King tries to get in for the last little bit of damage. They might go back, Skeeter. Okay, blown up from the blast, Snake King tries to get in for the last little bit of damage. Now Snake King, he's hitting a full creep wave, and this should be a double kill for BB Team. He's got the stick along with a purification. Never mind. Double, never mind. They get him. Save double kill. Good start for the
coddle in the world. Jenkins was mentioning on the panel as well, right? You picked this hero for him, and pretty much I think Jenkins was mentioning on the panel as well, right? Such great synergy with pretty much every single hero that they've got on their side. You know, it does also do a lot to allay Psyker's concerns with wanting to back out of a lot of these team fights. If you've got 2 win runs for a team fight, that is enormous, right? There is no reason for you to want to back out. Seen any variations in the GPK build? Nope, pretty standard, right? Looking to go into the power. Seen any variations in the GPK build? Nope, pretty standard, right? Looking to go into the power treads, just making sure that you've got a little bit of that ability to, you know, be scaling, be a bit better in the lane, make sure you're securing your farm as well.
So even with the treads that he was going, last year he was able to pick up a really good timing out of the blink. So even with the treads that he was going, both sides putting a lot last year was able to pick up a really good timing out of the blink. And both sides putting a lot of emphasis on making stacks. Already BB Team with the, they've got a couple of stacks there. BB Team with the far left Ancients have a double, and they're in triangle. They've got a couple of stacks there as well. So do we feel like between Falcons and BB Team there's actually sides who have maybe an easier time to invade and try and take the enemy's stacks?
Really depends early
how
timings,
this
he's got,
mid lane
you know, the
continues
way
to
to be
go,
able to
right?
move
Like if
around
Malrine
the map,
has,
and I would have
you know,
to say
some
they
nice
probably
early
take things
timings,
a
he's
little
got, you know, the way to be able to
slower
quickly
when you
move
compare
around
them
the
to
map.
BB
And
team.
I would have to say they probably take things a little slower on Falcons when you compare them to BB team. I think they're going to be very happy to just let Save do a lot of the damage with the Illuminate onto you know, an enemy ancient stack if he's the one looking to make that rotation through. Something interesting as well that Amar actually pinged out at the very start of the game is that Save has chosen to go for the Solar Bind instead of the Recall as the facet. So you're not going to have that same ability to have that like surprise gank coming out all as frequently, but you also need to consider that you're playing with a Tiny, right? Just having that Solar Bind for the reduced magic resist is going to be enormous in terms of the ability to blow someone up before potentially the Omni Knight is able to make the save.
Yeah, because I was looking, maybe there was going to be, at least the Wind Ranger's damage might be negated heavily because the reactive armor along with potential Crimson from Amar, but like you're saying, with the Tiny, maybe the Beastmaster like Scepter, that's what Miro goes down, and another Solar Bind like you're saying, then maybe you're not going to be as concerned if a lot of the damage from the Wind Ranger is being mitigated.
Yeah.
Speaking of Amari's, bullied a little bit here, but who's actually the one doing the bullying?
Yeah. Tokyo might be dead. Amar,
okay.
for the facet with the Twisted Chakra, we've seen actually a lot of the moment it's the other facet that the Timber Swords have been going for, but that extra little bit of burst here will help with getting the kill onto the Spirit Breaker. And this was a concern that the panel mentioned as well. Like, you have a position 5 that will do nothing to the Timber Sword. We see that be the case. In fact, he just defeats a killer.
Does indeed. Even Psycho dropping a little bit low here. Charge coming back from the Fountain. I almost wonder if GPK wants to be moving down here to potentially join in onto this, because if you're going to get any sort of kills, you're going to need that Tiny's magic damage.
Yeah, but they're reading it. Look at this. Malrine's already here. Tries to zip past it, interrupt the charge. They're still going to be able to get over towards the Wind Ranger. GPK lays the combo down, but it's just not enough. Like, it's a decent amount of damage, but they're down to half, but there's no one else nearby to have the follow-up. So Falcons, beautiful movement from them. I mean, they knew the charge would come back once again, so they bring extra heroes to play around Amar. You even bring Skitter through the portal just in case if it's required. And this is now scary territory, because Amar, he's off to an incredible start on the Timber.
Knows how to push for sure. You know, you always knew that this sort of thing was coming. He's a person that knows how to push this hero in particular to its absolute limits. And you know, he's really doing it flawlessly.
In the time that
He's got to commend some of the Observer Wards set up as well by Crit in the time that he hasn't had to spend in the lane as well. That's another just indirect bonus coming from a lot of this lane domination, right? He was able to set this one up next to where Malrine is farming, and we might even get another kill onto Toronto. Tokyo absolutely will. And it just meant that they knew exactly when these rotations were potentially coming from BB Team as he picks his own facet this time.
Seems like you can't go bottom. You're not going to play into Amar, and seems like you can't go bottom. Actually going to be able to kill him as well. Like, looks like you're not going to play into Amar, and that when you actually going to be able to kill him as well. Like, looks like they'll go for the attempt onto Skitter. GPK here, I mean, the Spirit Breaker is completely on the opposite side of the map. And they're actually kind of reading this too. And Recruit's going to come through the portal, Snake King's going to TP in. And now GPK is a little bit stuck. When he's got the team starting to move over, Miro's ready with the Primal Roar. Charge will finally come through from Toronto, Tokyo. But Skitter's able to get some separation now. Malrine's in for the party. Decent amount of damage onto at least the Beastmaster. And the potential of Amar showing up as well might turn the tide. They'll be able to deal with the Beastmaster, and Skeeter's still standing strong. I mean, the threat, BB Team, they started this fight, but it looks like maybe they'll be the ones to end it. Snake King goes down inside the tree lane. It's a double kill for GPK.
He's been able to hit. Why you give him this hero, man knows how to play. There's a couple of times now that he's been able to hit multi-man Avatos combinations, and especially like we were saying, with some of that additional assistance with some of the bonus damage, as they actually interrupt the time lapse.
Alright, that's a good way to be able to come back into this game, and off the back of that, GPK, it's going to be a 10-minute.
Alright, that's a good way to be able to come back into this game, and off the back of that, GPK, it's going to be a 10-minute Blink Dagger.
In position to be able to contest this power room. Going to be on the top side.
In position to be able to contest this power room. Not going to be on the top side, but very, very happy to secure that Arcane Rune for himself.
I wouldn't be surprised to see them just go for a smoke instantly.
Very happy to secure it for himself too.
I
wouldn't be surprised to see them just go for a smoke instantly once GPK's got this Blink Dagger through. Maybe just wanting to deal with the creep wave first, or even just put a little bit of their own damage into the enemy
tier 1 tower, but I feel like Malreen's got the potential to be able to shove out this wave really quickly. Yep, there we go. They go for the smoke, not going to be caught out by this Observer Ward this time. It's actually a smoke of their own, though. Falcons and Malreen
should be able to look for the burst potential.
And the high ground's gonna pop the smoke.
Relatively survivable things. Should be able to look for the burst potential. Crit. Relatively survivable thanks to the range up in the Fluffy hat and Snaking's positioning. They're gonna try and turn it back around onto GPK. Steps down to the river. GPK kill is still a little bit difficult though. They don't have the damage at the moment. Amar's gonna fly over the top and finally will assassinate the Tiny. Saika is just tickling Amar and it might continue to chase Amar. Still has a decent amount of mana to work with. Skeeter's gonna come through from the opposite side as well. We can run back up in a couple of seconds, but it will not matter. Amar cuts him down.
Crit walking into them with that high ground positioning there. I mean, there's a little bit of luck involved, of course. Crit walking into them with that high ground advantage.
And, quick on the fingers as well to make
sure. 1v1, but no, it was really, really good positioning and quick on the fingers as well to make sure that they got that pure lockdown to make sure that no one died as a result of that Blink Dagger initiation.
A quick kill and transition that is supposed to be your big timing. Were you able to find it? A quick kill and transition that into another, but not the case here now. Falcons, they're back farming the stack on Amar, level 10, and he's actually going to be working to the pipe. So no Crimson potentially later on, but feeling like the magic damage is what he needs to address. So that was actually even a concern, because of how they've kind of itemized just the Fluffy hat. Crit's going to be going into the Parvis, and of course the sustain from Snaking too.
I mean, I'm totally on board with that, right? Like, they don't have any ways to be able to deal with a Guardian Angel. Like, I believe Fear was saying on the panel, like, you're playing against a Wind Ranger, and you've got Guardian Angel. And it just feels like everyone that is going to be in danger is going to be clumping up in an area anyway, so Guardian Angel is going to be incredibly impactful, at least until you've got a way to be able to, have that offensive dispel at your disposal.
A long time away though, right, from being able to get towards that nullifier, so... A long time away though, right, from being able to get towards that nullifier, so... Snake King's positioning, if he's gonna... Maybe you're... We'll see, I mean, Snake King's positioning, if he's gonna keep himself away from danger, so they're unable to blow him up before the Omni's able to get the spells out.
I mean, the thing is, he needs to be very careful with his positioning, right? You're going up against a Spirit Breaker, one of the best heroes at being able to, even just with a glimpse of vision, find a way for you to be able to jump in onto the backline. Like we were saying before, Snake King, a few of his items, he is relatively tanky. He's got the Pig Pole, he's got a Raindrops for himself, plenty of Magic Stick charges. I really wouldn't be surprised to see him just going to continue buying up these Raindrops, just because it's going to provide him with a lot of survivability.
The buzzer there. Yeah, Toronto Tokyo will not make it. That is the buzzer there. That is Maelstrom now getting delivered from Skiddo, and will have their farming also one completed from Psychic too. So both the carries will have their farming accelerant. Falcons got to go through the portal towards top. They do spy out Miero trying to farm the last remaining gold towards a Scepter, but a nice scan is going to read this.
Still ages away from being able to get on to be able to back off in time as well. Still ages away from being able to get into anything resembling a Blink Dagger. Well, they actually look to try and invade as far enough as the Wisdom Ring doesn't seem like doing. Like, we're not seeing these net worth leads slip. But again, I feel like that's something a lot of teams are doing. Like, we're not seeing these net worth leads slip super far away. They're able to delay the game out enough, try and drag it back a little bit, because once again, BB team have not reached their time. Like, they had one at the 10-minute mark, it didn't work out. Malreen actually, they get the Omni.
Connects now with the toss back on the Snake King, gonna try and deal with the support. Toronto Tokyo will trade his life for it though.
No Guardian Angel.
Amar's gonna show up as well. You need to respect the damage for the Timber. Look at that. Down goes GPK in a heartbeat. Amar, who does he want to chase for next? Miro's just gonna TP out in their face, and Saika, he TP'd in though. That's the big issue. Malreen's lacking a little bit of mana. The chase potential isn't really there, but man, Amar with these levels, the stacks they gave him, 6-0 and 4, is showcasing how much true damage this Timber can output.
Being popped onto that Skidder's outputting plenty as well, right? And even just the Finger of Death being popped onto that GPK Tiny. Timing's a lot, really just wanting to put him in the grave, make sure that he's not as big of a factor. We talk about timings a lot, and there's a big reason for it. Like, BB team just aren't quite strong enough yet to be able to fight into a lot of these defensive tools that they've got on the Falcons side, right? The Guardian Angel, the Repel, that's something that you need to contend into. A super farm Timbersaw who's getting closer and closer towards that pipe, that's a big issue as well. And, you know, maybe once you get level 12 on the Tiny, once you get the Phylactery, you've got that extra little bit of burst that you need, but you're just not at that stage yet.
Tokyo almost getting the Vortex there. Nearby Melrin's almost out of mana, but
use those, the focus fire,
so
the
Avalanche.
they do feel confident enough to just they would have seen that Windrun use those, the focus fire, so they do feel confident enough to just be able to go on in.
It's not the Snake, do they go for Melrin? Melrin's going to be the target, but Snake Kick's nearby. Gives him some time to be able to get the zip away thanks to the Repel.
He can feed him a Lotus.
Melrin tries to do so. What? Full health, full mana? Okay, Melrin actually might be able to go back in now if they see an opportunity. Skeeter's going to be brought up, snaking, uses the Guardian Angel will protect it, but not against the magical damage. Skeeter activates the ultimate, it just gets away. Very close to multiple cores going down.
Falcons, honestly, considering you didn't have that focus fire almost thinking that would be going a whole lot better for Falcons, honestly, considering you didn't have that focus fire available, that damage output wasn't there quite as much, and you saw what that meant at the very end, right? Maybe they would have had the additional burst to be able to take out not only Melrin, but Skitter.
Oh my god.
Just the power of having this hero like the Omni Knight though, right? Wouldn't be surprised if he went into a... Just the power of having this hero like the Omni Knight though, right? Wouldn't be surprised if he went into a whole locket for himself next. He should be calling for his team to look to try and heroes that die as soon as it reaches that 20-minute mark, because that is the busted thing. Should be looking for the Tormentor as soon as it reaches that 20-minute mark, because that is the busted thing about this Omni Knight right now. Just an extra 3-second delay, just get another purification at 2/3 strength, which just seems way too good right now, especially if you can amp it up with something like that Holy Locket.
Seems like maybe there's some discussions being had about this tower being defended. Maybe there's some discussions being had about this tower being defended. You do have a charge across the map, and kills here out of the Tiny. UPK starting to move over. 4-2 and 2. You'd love to see more kills here out of the Tiny. He's doing a decent job, honestly, to be able to keep up in net worth.
How you're trying to force the Omni Knight that is where your burst damage is coming from. That's how you're trying to force the Omni Knight to reveal himself, so that then you can, look to go in and initiate onto them before the Guardian Angel comes out. It's like a flowchart, basically, that needs to happen. Force Snaking to reveal himself, get him killed. That enables the focus fire to actually put in work in these team fights. Double Glypnir is up. Psyker's got his, Skitter's got his. Pretty even. Double Glypnir is up, but Psyker's got his, Skitter's got his. Pretty even in terms of net worth, but it is going to provide something that I would say Falcons might have a little bit less of in terms of like reliable control at this stage, considering there's no BKBs up just yet. It got revealed, but it got pinged instantly. I'm not sure if that smoke actually should have clipped Melrin and it got revealed, but it got pinged instantly, that sort of area, and they're going to back off.
Instant Hex out GPK,
Nero.
standing the wings to maybe counter, but no one else is nearby. Instant Hex out GPK, standing the wings to maybe counter, but no one else is nearby. Now GPK hunting down which direction's going to go down to the south. Trying to disrupt them. Master wanting to try and hunt him down. Which direction's going to go down to the south? They're eyeing up Melrin. Meanwhile, mid lane, Sakura to Tokyo. They're eyeing up Melrin. This is super ambitious. Hoping for some bashes, praying for something. They got the glide there as well. Maybe the extra control. Melrin just zips away. Now is snaking nearby. They're going to be able to give him bonus health to go back inside the river. On the opposite side, Amar was still able to get GPK too.
And he lets him know about it as well. Just picking the Twisted Chakra, he knows exactly where to throw it at all stages of this game, and it's just slipping out of their fingers a little bit here. It does feel like it is going a whole lot worse for them than it actually is. Like 4K, 3K net worth lead doesn't feel like all that much, but they haven't taken this mid-tier 1 tower yet. They haven't taken a lot of these big objectives yet. Melrin is only just starting to finally reach like one of these big power spikes for himself, right? He's got the Kaya, he's got his level 12, he's got his Witchblade. Now he's someone that needs to be genuinely
another attempt. I mean, Snaking's positioning once again behind the Storm Spirit. They're going to make another attempt. I mean, Snaking's positioning once again behind the Storm Spirit. GPK's going to try and do his best to disrupt the Omni Knight spellcasting. Melrin falling low, but it's still not enough. They will be able to deal with Snaking nonetheless. But can they use this to turn it into a bigger team fight advantage? For the right side, tried to get the roll, but Skeeter time lapse at the last second. He's going to be able to replenish some of the health. Opportunity still into the middle with the Nether Strike. That's enough, and now Amar's gone too. An opportunity for BB Team to find more. At least Malrin's able to get the TP away, but Crit will not be so fortunate. So some signs of life for BB Team, and Psyker gets a big triple kill.
A little worried with his focus fire.
A lot of that damage coming through from the man himself, Psyker. Was a little worried with his focus fire being on cooldown when he looked to rejoin into the team fight. But again, at this early stage, when you've got as much farm as you do, that Glyph puts in so much work, you know, just holding them in place for long enough, forcing out in unoptimal use of the time lapse means that you're able to again get a good charge off, getting something with Avatos off. There's plenty of magic damage coming through at this stage, so kind of like what we saw last game. It feels now like Falcons need to delay things out a little bit until they get some of their own defensive items, whether that be the BKB Valorine, whether that be the Lincoln Spear or Skitter, or the actually finished up the pipe, so it's going to be a Shiva's healing for going into the Shivers? Sure, why not?
Do you like this choice from Amar?
Spell amplification that they can look to try and play around,
going into the Shivers? Sure, why not? I mean, they've got plenty of spell amplification that they can look to try and play around, right? Kind of similar to what BB Team's strategy is. They need to do a bit of blowing up of their own. You don't want the Beastmaster to be getting off that Primal Roar. You don't want those drums of slum stacks building up. You don't want to let GTK get multiple rounds of his spells off, so you can take out any of these heroes, Psyker especially, that's going to be a huge deal. Speaking of Psyker, his own BKB coming out to him, so maybe they are going to contest this Roshan. They have one scan available if they want to use it on the pit.
From BB Teams, faster than I thought it was going to be, but they'll still leave the area. From BB Team.
See Toronto Tokyo down on this bottom side.
High ground advantage, so Miro.
Initial
control still. It's going to be there. High ground advantage, so Miro. The blink to offer that initial control still. It's going to be there. GPK toss away. Eyes on the charge. Can they protect him? Josh is able to get the time to spell away. Meanwhile, Storm Spirit stuck inside the middle, but the spellcasting Snake King keeps everyone alive. Finally, they'll get the Omni Knight, but it just takes them far too long. Amar will be able to get down to the low ground. There was a buyback out of Toronto Tokyo instantly in thanks to the outpost. And now he's going to be able to hold Amar into place. GPK looking for more. The +1's not going to be there. They'll have the vision nonetheless thanks to the tree grab, and they will catch up to Crit.
A lot of these team fights, that's what he wants. You see the confidence difference, right? Psyker able to commit into the middle of a lot of these team fights. That's what he wants. He wants that extra layer of safety. Look at the damage across the board. 6k just in that team fight from the Wind Ranger. The next closest was not even 2.5, so it's really this sort of spike that they're looking to play around here on BB Team. They want to make sure that they can force that tiebreakers coming through, because if they lose, they're locked into that third spot.
Again, their opponents either Team Spirit, right? I'm trying to see who. Again, their opponents. They haven't played their last series. Either Team Spirit or Team Liquid. Team Spirit, right? But we don't know. I suppose they haven't played their last series. So either Team Spirit or Team Liquid. To determine if you're going to be playing the upper bracket or the low bracket. No, without a doubt, not easy to determine if you're going to be playing the upper bracket or the low bracket. Again, I mean, we know the importance of starting the upper bracket at TI. No one has won from starting without the second chance.
Gaming got close, but
very close. 5,000 net worth lead, BB Team. Great position. Ages. Let's see. 5,000 net worth lead, BB Team.
No cheating.
Great position. Ages. Need time for them to make work of it.
50-50. No cheating. What's the win prop?
I would honestly put it down
63?
That way. It's really just going to depend on the who finds the right type of initiation.
I would honestly put it down that way. It's really just going to depend on who finds the right type of initiation. You know, are you able to find Snake? Are you able to take away the threat of the Repel and the Guardian Angel? Are they not even just the heals off the back of that? He hasn't even got any real items for himself, right? Not even a mech. So there's a lot more healing yet to come from Snake King. His importance isn't going to go down as this game ticks on.
So they need to be also starting. What about Falcons? What's the strategy for them in this team fight? So they need to be also starting on someone, or they're more reactionary?
They're a little more reactionary.
Aggressive chain up to the high ground, and
already got the repel on.
Nation's not there, but he's got also the scepter, so you're not killing him. Maybe you can try and target him with the Storm Spirit. Good God, but he's too late. They'll blow up Melream. A lot was committed once again, and with the Guardian Angel, it's going to stop the damage from Psycho down to the south. Skeeter trying to close the distance onto GPK, but now they've split away.
Isolated himself.
And with the reactive armor on cooldown, there's nothing Amar's going to be able to do. This is the third death, and make it second in a row for what was looking like the unkillable Timbersaw.
Moment there, but yeah, no, these team fights are just going amazingly well. The amount got to let Save have his moment there, but yeah, no, these team fights are just going amazingly well. The amount of burst damage that they've got for Malrine in particular, and you know the lack of any sort of items on the Omni Knight means that you just don't have the range to be able to cast that repel a lot of the time. You know, he wasn't able to get in place to be able to save the Storm Spirit. He took in 3 seconds over 2,000 damage, which is kind of nuts.
A lot of the damage coming through for the Beastmaster then. And we will continue to see that be the case. Mio, a lot of the damage coming through for the Beastmaster then. 17, so one more away from we will continue to see that be the case. Mio almost level, well, just hit level 17, so one more away from the 18 and BKB. We've spoken a lot about BB team and trying to target down to go back, hopefully to my question. We've spoken a lot about BB team and trying to target down snaking. What do Falcons actually need to do? Like, what is the strategy for them inside the team fights?
You know, being able to, I mean, to me, I think the key linchpin of their fights is safe. You know, being able to reduce the damage heavily by not having an additional heal coming through, by not having that magic damage reduction from the Solar Bind. He's got the shard, so he's got 2 charges of it, by the way. You're going to be able to, with the amount of like 2-3-man Avatos combos that GPK has gotten, reduce your damage taken heavily if you're just able to deal with save somewhat.
Conda now completed for GPK, BKB from damage is going to continue to spike. See the read from them. The Conda now completed for GPK, BKB from here. See the read from them. They really want to capitalize on the lead they have. Gem trying to on the Beastmaster. I'm not sure how long he's had it for now, but really trying to continue to control the map.
It just feels like he doesn't have a downtime again with this power spikes. Now in period where Tiny, it just feels like he doesn't have a downtime with his power spikes. Now he's level 18, so that Crow is going to be increasing the amount of toss bonus damage that you get. You get more right-click damage. Like you said, got into the Kanda as well, so it's a lot that you're having to deal with right now. Snake King's position needs to be perfect, and you need to take away that supporting cast. Just trying to force people back.
Hitting high ground.
Just for another minute, so
Tier 3 tower.
Even pinging over to the right-hand side. Just trying to force people back. He's got the Aegis for another minute, so why not? Even pinging over to the right-hand side on Falcons, really not wanting that Wisdom Rune to be taken away from them.
A little bit more survivability inside. Not a bad item though. Lincoln's now completed for Skidder. Control. Give him a little bit more survivability inside some of these team fights. Make it difficult to get that initial control. Be cautious still about the avalanche from GPK.
They're trying to bait this Wisdom Rune a little bit, anticipating that this could be where they're making the move towards.
Smoke's gonna pop with the blind jump in.
The one on the front lines makes a ton of sense. He's incredibly tanky.
Smoke's gonna pop with the blind jump in. Gets to someone to one. They need to see Snake King. He's trying to duck into the tree line. They'll be able to protect Malrine. Age is getting claimed instantly. Finally, they'll deal with Snake. So no Omni Knight to be able to protect them. Over the left side, like you said, Save is also the important target. So Falcons able to address that. Now both sides, their supports are gone, but who wants to continue the team fight? Malrine's stuck inside the trees by the secret shop, and meanwhile, Miro is trying to 1v2 with the BKB getting activated. He's got GPK to jump over the top of Skeeter. Last second time left, but still the shackles are going to be there. Even afterwards, it doesn't matter. Skeeter goes down. The BB team can now knock on the high ground after that team fight goes their way.
Could use his wand. Pretty much zero impact on that team fight there from Snake, unfortunately. Couldn't use his wand, no mech, Guardian Angel, no heals.
Oh, he wasn't able to get the chain away. Now Amar held it to place. Still going to try and go for the finishing blow, but Amar, are you going to be able to escape? Yes, you got the kill, but now latched up and brought down. Psyche's got another round of the focus fight. Crit's going to be chased down with the big game. It will expire though, but there's just no damage with the 2 supports. They are just feasting on BB team. A triple for Psyche, and a much different performance from him along with his other 4 team members.
For the kill, go for the blind jump here on Malrine. Doesn't seem like he wants to fully commit there for the kill, although try and make something happen here is Skinner. Maybe just forcing them back, maybe as hell. BKB still a good minute try and make something happen here is Skidder. Just forcing them back, maybe BKB still a good minute away. They want to try and take out.
Can they do this?
No.
Can they do this?
He's found himself in Psyker. I mean, a very, very different game like you were saying. And with all of these successful
He's found himself in Psyker. I mean, a very, very different game like you were saying. And with all of these successful engagements, with these objectives that they've been able to take, that is
even if they do build
400 gold away from this Archon Scepter on top of everything else. So,
even if they do build into the MKBs and the like, you're still going to have that physical damage take a reduction coming through from this.
Even 50-50 probability is jumped up to 85 now. There's a even 50-50 probability is jumped up to 85 now.
Good reason. GPK level 20.
See if they want to stick around and show some respect.
They stand timing for GPK level 20, so even more tree grab, base damage. He's just going to absolutely chunk down these racks.
They're going to go in. Tokyo in and out, creating chaos.
Not the greatest BKB.
Yeah, now Psyker, he's going to have to use his own as well, but this is a big opportunity. Some questionable decision making. Melrange trying to close the distance onto the Wind Ranger. They're going to be able to blow up the carry. Onto the backline mirror, doing as much as he can to slow down snaking, but Falcons are not out of this just yet. BB team giving them a lifeline here. Mira is just looking to bring one person into the grave and won't be able to do so, but Alright, you get a full set of barracks bottom. You don't get anything mid lane though, and it's a 12,000 net worth lead. I believe it swings about 5,000 or 6,000.
Those cooldowns overstayed their welcome far too much. Considering, you know, again, those cooldowns are going to get you. You need those BKBs to be able to withstand what the Storm Spirit and the Timber Sword in particular are able to throw at you. The Famar just hits like a wet lettuce leaf if he's going up against those BKBs. So the fact that they popped it kind of early here on GPK without able to get that catch means that they were trying to just pull the plug, say let's try and retreat, but good focus damage being put in onto Saxa here. Not Saxa, Psyker.
I really wonder what the... Are they gonna... BK maybe thinking about is he got the damage. Okay, yeah, without a doubt. Jesus, GPK.
What a freebie.
Though, for them to dive tier 4 tower. I really wonder what the decision making was though for them to, if you just dive tier 4 tower, like I know we've been saying a lot of snaking is really valuable, but if you just kept hitting the objective, like potentially this looked like a free set of barracks with Storm Spirit still dead, but you take a fight with him respawning shortly, then you're very deep inside Falcons territory, and we saw what happened.
Yeah, for sure, but you know, they're likely to play on the edge. You know, they're wanting to make sure that the obvious play is exactly what you said, but that just means that that's probably what Falcons are going to do. They're going to try and defend, and that's the opportunity to be able to pick someone off. I'm assuming that's their mentality, and it's still at the end of the day, this is a team of relatively young, confident players, and they want to be able to style on a team that's had their number for the past year. Say might. See if they go this time around though. Say might
to be.
See.
Give another team fight over to Falcons. Kind of needs to be, because if you do give another team fight over to Falcons, next set of items are starting to come out. Give him that opportunity to get back in.
Psyker. Again, be very willing to commit into the middle of these team fights. That's another big item as well. Again, be very willing to commit into the middle of these team fights, and that's another big item as well. Just having the Scythe of Vice on save, making sure that if anyone is going to commit deep into a lot of these engagements, they are going to be in big danger. Even Skidder with his Lincolns, right? You've got the 4-staff to be able to pop that, and then you can Scythe him on the back lines and potentially blow him up. Doesn't exactly have the greatest amount of hit points.
Inside the base, Chonto Tokyo giving them some information. Inside the base, Chonto Tokyo giving them some information.
What is this? That's Falcon's base.
Smoke and...
they're going to get him
behind. What is this position?
That's Falcon's base. I guess spacing though.
Left.
I mean, it's going to become a bit more obvious once this creep wave on bottom is right? That's the big thing. I mean, it's going to become a bit more obvious once this creep wave on bottom isn't dealt with, right? That's the big thing. Although Roche is up.
Are you going to Roche?
Yeah, 50 seconds you've got.
No way.
No way.
So they're going to get Roche? No way. So they're gonna get Roche?
Aegis
Banner?
Rushing down there as if it's gonna be his. Who do you even give this over to? Do you give it to Skidder or do you give it to Mallory? He's rushing down there as if it's gonna be his.
I was checking the buyback status. I mean, Storm Aegis is incredible, but I was checking the buyback status. I don't know, we'll see. Looks like it's gonna be Skidder that claims it though. They didn't even ping or anything, so completely unaware was BB team. So you a slight mistake with the middle set of barracks, and then you give an opportunity for Falcons to get the Aegis, and
that's pretty disastrous.
Team, you only need some slight advantages, and you could turn the fire.
That's pretty disastrous, right? Like, you don't get Aegis despite being over 12k ahead. You don't get any kills, and you don't get the mid lane of Rax. You got nothing out of that entire time.
Fight them in the end. Rasmus now completed for Melrine. See if it's gonna fight them in the end. See if there's any other items. Rasmus now completed for Melrine.
Nothing super major. I think you've got the Shiva's Guard up from Amar, which provides him obviously a whole lot of additional safety. Nothing super major. I think you've got the Shiva's Guard up from Amar, which provides him obviously a whole lot of additional safety. The extra magic resist coming from his level 20 as well, so a lot beefier against a lot of this aggression that's coming through from BB team now.
Get up with the link.
Have to wonder if they just a little bit too apprehensive.
Get up with the Lincolns. Get a glimpse of everyone else. GPK with the jump to the back line, trying to deal with the supports. Tokyo eyes off snaking, but the damage is being split. And meanwhile, the turnaround, GPK falling low. BKB is going to be activated at the last second. It's not going to matter in the end. They've got the physical damage to go through. Melrine also spies out Savin. This is the opportunity they needed from Falcons. They were able to find a way back into this game, another team fight. They're going to be able to find back-to-back victories, and this net worth lead, it is dwindling.
It's dwindling, and it's dwindling fast. I mean, it's one of those ones where GPK, he is a big part of a lot of these team fight successes, and he just got taken down far too quickly there. He was in the middle of the metal grinder, it feels like, because he just got absolutely demolished.
Gone?
Yeah, damage, you know.
Okay, Psycho? Just, Melrine's gone?
Yeah, damage, you know. It happens with Daedalus and Enchanted Quiver. Does bring him a lot closer to that Satanic, though.
Goddamn ping. Fastest. The damage one's another one. I know Divine Llama likes to do that. Goddamn ping. Fastest. Fights, ping out how much the damage one's another one. I know Divine Llama likes to do that. Interesting new ways. After team fights, ping out how much damage he did to someone. For Amar. Some interesting new ways to BM. They are looking for Amar. Maybe can offer the Solar Crest along with a force up. It's still the damage with Miro nearby. Crit maybe can offer the Solar Crest along with a force up. It's still the damage. Amar is completely out of mana.
He overlapped those stuns a little bit there. I wonder if it might have been the difference if he was just stunned up for an extra second and a half. Hawk potentially saving the arrow there, rooting Skidder up in place.
They're actually coming through the portal, GPK.
I have to wonder, is he going to actually...
trying to get the Sakuchi away. They're actually coming through the portal, GPK. Onto Skidder trying to get the Sakuchi away. Is the control going to be there in time? GPK jumps over the top. Let's deal with him the once. Snaking is nowhere to be seen. They're actually just cutting their losses. Trying to hope Skidder can somehow find his escape, but that will not be the case. He doesn't have a buyback as well. 80 seconds without the carry.
Lane's pretty shoved out though. I don't think they're going to be able to do too much damage to the base potentially. Or, you might even see Melrine put a little bit of extra pressure back onto the mid lane, force them to make a bit of a defensive movement. It's scary to see your carry just die as quickly as that. It does feel like it's reaching the point where you yourself need to be considering going into a BKB. I know he's already used up his an item slot for a defensive item in the Lincolns, but it really does feel like he's lacking that extra layer of survivability. Also wondering what talent you're going to get from Psyker at level 25. I would almost go for the left one. I'm also wondering what talent you're going to get from Psyker at level 25. I would almost go for the left one. Getting kills with Whirlwind, extending its duration by a couple seconds. They still don't have an offensive spell on Falcon's side.
They're still going to go for the deep dive and okay, maybe base is much easier to position on Snake King, but they're still going to go for the deep dive and okay, maybe it's not going to matter. You can't set up a formation. Snake King's gonna buy back.
That's a lot of damage.
He's just going down. The AoE damage from Amar. Toku's gonna try and TP out. He will make it, but Sakura and Mira just disappeared.
What the hell killed them? Was it just Amar? Not able to pop the BKB on like 2/3 of the damage to the Beastmaster at least. God damn. Not able to pop the BKB on Psycho now that they've just not been able to get just a simple objective, right? A couple of times now that they've just not been able to get just a simple objective, right? They got the range racks finally, I think, but there's a melee rack still standing there, which just makes the game so much easier. Lanes passively pushing in, gives you a ton of extra information, and then re-engage with additional amount of damage. Too many times they've just been able to deal with. Walk away and then re-engage with an additional amount of damage that you just haven't been able to deal with.
Poke the high ground and crack it.
They're the ones that aren't the sentry's not in range of the observer ward.
Poke the high ground and crack it.
I don't think that's in range. That sentry's not in range of the observer ward.
Now Melrin. 4200 health they have to go through. They're still gonna make the 10. What a mana use crit. Gonna be able to get the jump onto the tiny. 4200 health they have to go through. They're still gonna make the 10. GPK's fallen low and it's gone. He's got a buyback, but the fact you have to expend it. A great job the Falcons and Space, they're not going to leave.
Oh, no reason to. Creeps up perfectly healthy, so doing his best to just try and drag them underneath tier 4 towers, but that's not the objective the Falcons want at this point. They're going to be much more measured about things. Just take the racks and get the hell out as Psych is about to respawn.
You are now going back and kicking your sellers from that mid-push. You are now going back and kicking your sellers from that second Roche in the ages. Mid-push, instead of going for the barracks and giving up the second Roche in the ages. 2,000 net worth lead, nothing at this stage in the game, all momentum favoring Falcons.
Yes, indeed. I'm just seeing like how could things potentially change because their itemization is just so good. I keep complimenting the players this TI because their itemization is just so good a lot of the time. We've seen how much of a focus is being put onto Snake, and it's going to be an eternity until he gets there. But this Aghanim Scepter is just perfect, right? Global cast range, just stand absolutely nowhere near anything. You can stand in Fountain for all I care, and you're always going to be able to find that save for, you know, when Psyker in particular looks to try and make the jump in onto, you know, a high priority target. Like,
does this need to be nullifier as his last item?
You need to make sure that if that is the avenue that you're looking to go around with the Omni Knight, I don't think there's any other way to go about it. You need to make sure that if that is the avenue that you're looking to go around with the Omni Knight, he's not in range to actually get that repel off. You force him to play in a way that he doesn't want to put himself in harm's way somehow.
Rosette does a lot of things. Or even potentially dispelling the Aeon disc. Really anyone. Rosette does a lot of things. GPK has one queued up. He's kind of the only person that can really go for it. Not really anyone. GPK has one queued up. He's kind of the only person that can really go for it. But it's not like a Scepter that sometimes we see from the Tinies for some late game scaling.
Just another thing that allows you to stay in the team fight. He has gone for the left Wind Ranger talent as well, so just another thing that allows you to stay in the team fight for that much longer. Every kill, so even more so now you want to get those squishy supports because it's going to extend the duration of
He changed really far away from the team, and they're going to toss him even further away as well. But once he gets the reactive armor off, so they're going to have to leave him alone. So give time for Falcons to set the formation back up, but that is it.
Follow it up, but looking for a charge coming through potentially from Toronto, Tokyo there to go in onto those back follow it up, but he's got some nice items himself. BKB just enabling himself to go in onto those backlines without too many cares. Something that BBT also needing to just shove out this mid lane. This is what I was talking about previously, something that BB team don't have the luxury of because they went for those extra dives. They don't have that mid lane of racks. They've still got a melee there on the Falcon side, so the lane is just going to be passively pushing in, and it means that you don't have as much of that surprise factor.
Buyback status is key here.
It's a long Roche respawn as well.
Spirit along with the Timber. BB team buyback status is key here. Only 2 for dive. Storm Spirit along with the Timber. BB team. Psych is the only person without it. So we're just going to pop GPK with a high ground position.
He's got a nullifier queued up himself, but still a while away to be able to get there.
So on this target you want to try and poke. Took in a little bit of trouble. He's fine with the status resistance. Melrin as well is going to be able to catch out GPK onto the low. Grants a lot of damage. Skidder with the crits. GPK is going to be okay. Nemo mirror. But he found Snakey, but no one else is there to be able to fall with the roll. Finally! They're going to be able to get rid of Snakey without a buyback, but Psych! Oh, he's not finally turns to Satanic. Is able to get back
up though.
Hell. Without the ultimate, he's going to be lacking some of the damage output. Crit's able to jump over the top, enabling Melrin. Have they got what it takes to be able to bring down the Wind Ranger? It's not the case. Psyker steps out. Though somehow still dies in the end. I think the damage over time from the Storm Spirit. GPK still inside the tree line. Melring completely out of mana. Maybe there's an opportunity for Miero back in the middle. Another double stun, and the March just goes uncontested. The Timber Sword's damage will reign supreme in the team fight. Melring gets the ultra kill as well. As these are 3 heroes without any buybacks on BB team.
Yeah, and you used your one on GPK as well, so that's a lot of gold. You're not going to be getting into that nullifier anytime soon. It's just a question of, do you stick around? You know Roshan's spawning pretty soon. Looks like they're going to look to commit for that. Moving up onto the high ground against the Tiny. It's always a scary prospect, so Falcons just looking to give themselves that extra life to be able to do so. But all of that damage just across the board from Falcons. 10k from Melring. Okay, fought back. He doesn't have a CP.
Oh boy.
That is a quick DC at the very end of it all. That is a quick DC at the very end of it all. You think any facets might get pinged out here, but yeah, it's like that's probably the best voice line that you could possibly use at this point, because it was that. It was probably even 4 misplays. Misplay after misplay after misplay after misplay. Going for that goddamn mid-racks. Actually not going for the racks was probably the misplay, and then yeah, just a few too many people caught out on their own staking. He fixed some of his positioning as well, because he was absolutely priority number 1 for BB team, and he fixed it up a little bit for himself. Became much harder to kill as the game dragged on, and what a cohesive performance again from Team Falcons to keep the monkey on the back of BB team.
Victory over Falcons.
Yeah, it still continues to be the case where BB team are unable to get this big victory over Falcons. Again, we were saying the only time they really win against them is in group stages where they get 1-1 ties, and now in the road to the international, that is not going to be the case. So, which could have been a lot of momentum for them, now means that they have to play up against the second place, well, first or second place team of Group D. So that's going to be a very difficult opponent to see if they get seeded in the upper bracket or the lower bracket. But for our second series, Falcons are going to reign supreme with 8-2-0. Let's see what the panel has to say about this second game.
On another stream,
thank you both, and well put as well, Aries.
The fact is, on another stream, 0 went 1-1, which did at least secure them to be in first or second. Now it was all down to what happened between BB team and Falcons, because if they too had have gone 1-1, they would have rematched and gone to a best of 3 to decide who would have made it second, who would have made third. But with Falcons going 2-0 here, we're still going to get a tiebreaker in Group C, but a different variety. It's going to be between 0 and Falcons on who's going to get first place and who's going to get second, because first place of the group gets to pick their opponent in the best of 3 in playoffs, whereas if you're second, you kind of just left over with the remaining choice there, which could be good or bad. But either way, let's break down this games a little bit, because Falcons are having a good laning phase for themselves here, off to a good start.
Yeah, they had a really good lane
until it went to the way of BB team, but good lanes again from them.
Yeah, they had a really good lane on BB team. I was a little bit specifically, like he was like out of control this game, so I wasn't really too worried about that. But on BB team, I was a little bit surprised that the Beastmaster did as well as he did for the first blood, right? Like the Weaver tried to get an early cheeky first blood onto the Beastmaster there. Beastmaster barely lived. They turned it around, got a double kill onto save in that lane, which was a pretty good start for him there. But it really just transitioned into this mid game where I did see Nightfall. He played so much better, and this is the fight where I think he got the triple kill actually, where it's just like he showed up to the fight, he comes here, gets 3 kills, and this kill is very pivotal because this is the Timber Soul that was top net worth, and now all of a sudden Nightfall gets to that top net worth positioning, but unfortunately for them, these high grounds, it happens to all of us. A couple of deaths here and there. You think you're winning the game. I thought they won the game, and then things get sloppy, and then all of a sudden a game that you feel like should have been yours was taken from you.
Is it sloppiness, Winter, or is there a little bit more to it as to why they weren't able to very comfortably take down that second set of racks?
Not really. I think they just needed to know when they needed to back off. You know, like pushing high ground is a lot about recognizing, okay, we've already gotten what we get. They buy back, we need to just back off and not try to be too greedy. Your spells on cooldown, BKB is down, and going for another secondary fight is oftentimes a very, very bad idea for you.
I mean, that was the problem there. It's like they didn't, because like if you would have looked there, Storm had 2 seconds on his respawn timer, right? And they didn't back off. They didn't respect it. and then all of a sudden, Nightfall gets caught out by the Storm who just respawned and kills him, and it's like, this is all telegraphed. They all know when he's respawning, they just didn't back fast enough.
Yeah, it's just about discipline, you know. In this type of moments, you need somebody who has a very clear mind, looking at the game, and just looking at the position you're in. We're leading, but we cannot really, take whatever we want. We have to respect the fact that they have some core heroes coming back up, and we just need to back off.
Yeah, this is where you kind of let your emotions get the best of you, which, when we're talking about BB team, usually that's not the emotion that we're talking about. We're talking about tilt, but in this case, it was like they were excited. They're like, we're finally doing it. We're beating Falcons. Game 1 went miserably, and then because of that, they make these bad decisions.
I think it's actually on the other side. Something that I've noticed for Falcons in Game 1, but more predominantly here in Game number 2, is their buybacks, how decisive they are with using it, but also when they use it. In Game number 1, Mallory got blown up in the Zanking. He immediately bought back and was able to use the outpost and get back into a fight. For Game number 2, on 2 separate occasions, it was the support. So it was staying on the Omni, got blown up, immediately bought back into the fight. And the same last replay we just saw there as well is Crit isn't able to connect his finger of death to be able to sustain a little bit longer, ends up dying, immediately buys back straight into the fight again. So it's like they just know the timings really well on all of the plays. So I think that's what also really turns for Falcons in team fights is they're not panicking when it comes to buybacks.
I think they just generally clutch this one too. To me, the big pivotal moment for them was when they snuck the Roche. When they smoked out and they took the Aegis. Like that, from then on, they had momentum. And sure, there was some throws by BB team here or there, but without an Aegis, without like that little bit of an advantage, there's no way they're taking these fights. So just generally, Falcons clutch this game. We don't usually see them in a position where they have to clutch, especially against BB team. But they did. They showed that they could.
Well, this is definitely a game that they're glad they won, but it's probably not a moral victory for them.
It doesn't feel good you won it.
You feel like you lost it, but you're happy you won.
No, they open this replay immediately when the game is over.
They're always jumping into the post-game drafts there. Grafs. Words stumbling. Hopefully someone who can be a bit better with these words here is Purge, who's going to talk about the exact moment BB team were able to make a game for themselves.
Back into the game with this really crucial team fight. Yeah, it was a big moment for BB team. They lost the laning stage, but they got back into the game with this really crucial team fight at about the 19-minute mark. I'd love to show you some very crucial moments that happened that allowed them to win the fight despite being back by 4K. They initially spotted the Storm on an observer ward, so they start collapsing in this area. And just starting things off on Mallory is great, but Spearbreaker doesn't have his ulti, so they can't really push SB back into the team. So check what happens. They're going to watch the on-man here. He's going to be here to save the Storm Spirit, but that's exactly when GPA comes forward. And he catches them, and very importantly, he's going to put their damage together. Watch how much damage they take from this toss. Boom. So like at the start of this fight, almost all of their HP is dead. And then, Nightfall throws out a really nice shackle. And you know the way shackles work is they do like one of these, and then they catch the carry on the back line and stun them together. So at this moment, he's doing a huge amount of damage with all these arrows shooting everywhere. Watch the HP of the Weaver here. It's going to completely drop just while being on the side of the fight. He isn't even necessarily targeting him on purpose, but he gets all the way to low HP as a result. And in the meantime, they have to put all their effort into this Tiny who's got tons of HP. That basically does nothing. And over here on the right side, if you take a quick look, the Weaver who ran to the right ends up getting roared over here and ends up having a time lapse just to go back to half HP. As he retreats, they all get clumped together. They get pretty much cleaned up. They miss the kill on Toronto Tokyo over here. He ends up surviving. So they just get a huge team fight. Really, really well done by BB team. Great skill execution. That's what got them in this game. Unfortunate that they did throw it in the end.
Sometimes it goes that way, but thank you so much, Purge. It's nice to get a bigger breakdown of that, and also just a different viewpoint on how to deal with Weaver. So often it feels like the tactic is run in, burst in before it can even get time-lapse off, before it can do anything else. But this way, it's you slowly wear him down. That when he does use time-lapse, he's just going back to half health. He's still not in a position to be able to turn and fight you guys there. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. Before we do, talk about what's happening for the remainder of the day, tiebreakers. Falcons going to be playing again, but it's going to be a rematch against Team Zero. We're not going to be covering it, but do you guys have any predictions? It's a best of 3, so it's going to go the full distance potentially. It's a best of 3, or is it going to be a 2-0?
That's probably 1-1.
and then it's a best of 3.
And then
it's the best of 1.
Honestly right.
And then Falcons.
Saying it in a lot of words.
He's honestly right.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong. I mean, he's just saying it in a lot of words.
Falcons look
So who do you think will be the eventual winner?
I already said Falcons.
Okay, Falcons.
They're going to win the best.
In 0, Falcons look unstable today.
Cool. I agree. I think
They
Falcons
do look
unstable. I don't know why I did that vocal intonation. That was strange. But I agree. I think Falcons looks unstable. But we've also seen them in at Riyadh. They had a similar thing where they had a really rough day 1, and then they kind of looked at the replays, got it together very quickly, and then they looked strong. And I feel like I also want to put some stock in what Malrine said about not knowing anything about Team Zero. They're not looking at them. Now all the eyes are on them. So the question is, can Team Zero continue to win when the Earth Spirit mid is going to be banned, for example? We'll see.
Yeah, we will. That's going to be later in the day, though. Right now, we do still have our final best of 2s for the group stage. It's going to be who is it? Team Liquid up against Spirit. But before we jump on into that, we've got a little bit of content for you. We've had people on the ground running around. You're going to get some interviews when you come back. It'll be a brand new panel for your entertainment.
Won their group here at the group stages of the International. With Extreme Gaming, we've got DY, and they have just won their group here at the group stages of the International. DY, how does it feel to be top of the group?
作为小组第一，现在感觉怎么样呢？ There's no team eliminated from the groups anyway.
好吧，反正小组赛跑来对。It's
alright. There's no team eliminated from the groups anyway.
All right. Well, obviously, you get to choose an opponent from Group P to play up against. We don't know who you get to choose from yet, but what factors will you be considering when making that choice?
作为小组第一，你们可以选择就是下一个 BO3 的对手。我们不知道你有哪些队伍可以选，但是哪些因素会影响到你们选择的队伍呢？
除此以外，别的我不行。
我觉得我们应该不会选择中国队吧。
除此以外，别的我不行。
I don't think we would choose a Chinese team, but other than that, I'm not sure yet.
All right, that's interesting. Why do you not think you'll be choosing a Chinese team?
为什么你觉得你们不会选中国队 ？Because I hope that no Chinese team will fall into the lower bracket.
Very good. All right.
Because I hope that no Chinese team will fall into the lower bracket.
The team which did manage to take a game from you. Very good. All right. Final question from me then. What do you think about OneWe, the team which did manage to take a game from you? Was it a chill game from you guys, or were you giving it your all and they just got the upper hand?
你对你上一个对手有什么看法？问问他们从你们手中拿了1分，对他们有什么评价呢？